On tonight's show, Ken is here to discuss all things Arsenal. He'll be joining me on the sofa in just a few moments' time. And it's the night of the Kens tonight. Burnley fan Ken will be joining Ken on the sofa to talk about their horrible defeat at Accrington Stanley, as well as their upcoming game against Chelsea this Saturday. Talking about Chelsea, they were taken to the limit by a rampant Bristol Rovers, only just edging the match 3-2. We'll be getting some of those Chelsea boys on the sofa as well to talk all about that. And of course, it wouldn't be Thursday night without our celebrity washbag. Once again, I've been stalking football players and have pinched a washbag. But whose washbag is it? Stick with us and find out later on. That's tonight's show. Remember, we're live here Tuesday through to Saturday on Sky 212, Facebook Live and YouTube. You can watch us live on our website as well at fantv.me, and you can tweet us at FanTVUK. If you're on Skype, you can get in touch that way as well on FanTV channel, and we're also on Facebook. Just search for FanTV UK. And finally, if it's polls you're after, our Twitter polls account is at FanTVPolls UK. Get along there and check out the polls that we're running. Right, let's get our first guest out here. Please welcome to the Fan TV lime green sofa, it's the one and only Ken. Come and join you, Ken. How you doing?
Right, Justin.
Good to see you, Ken. Have a seat.
One thing I want to do.
Yes, sir.
See this?
Yeah.
This is an eyesore. All right.
You don't like that, you hate it.
I don't like it.
Hates it. Look at his
so,
face,
you see my face fresh, you see how angry I'm getting?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do
turn it around
is that I'm going to put this over here,
get rid of
right behind the sofa.
Yeah.
That way I can concentrate on what you got me here to do, is talk about all things Arsenal.
You can focus on me, we can talk all things Arsenal, you don't have to be distracted.
And I don't want to see that ever again.
Don't want to see that beautiful photograph of Harry Kane there.
No, you're rubbing it in. No, you stop all that. This is an Arsenal show. I've taken it over now. No more Harry Kane talk.
Right.
I don't want to hear his name mentioned ever again.
No Tottenham chat, Ken.
No Tottenham.
Or very little.
Not even a bit of Tottenham.
I should say, though, you can talk Tottenham if you want, of course. You can Skype call us. It's at Fan TV channel. And you can tweet with your Tottenham comments at Fan TV UK, hashtag Fan TV. But Ken, welcome to the Fan TV Lime Green Sofa.
Well, thanks for having me on.
It's an absolute pleasure, sir.
Oh, it's my pleasure as well to come on this beautiful show. You know, I said we had a little misunderstanding with that little, like photo and everything.
Well,
but
Ken, I've forgotten about it.
I know you forgot about it, but you know, like, if you have me on again, don't make that mistake again. Please don't do that.
It will never happen again.
Are you sure?
And it was nothing to do with me, Ken.
Are you sure?
It was Kamal's fault.
Kamal?
Yes, it was Kamal.
All right, me and Kamal are going to have some serious words.
Yeah,
mate.
well, you should have a word with Kamal because...
No, I'm not seriously.
Kamal, he was laughing about it. Kamal, if you could just come on, please, Kamal, really quickly.
Hey,
sorry to do this.
Hey, bro, man, come on. Bro.
Come out, just come in, just sit next to Ken.
Yeah, but if you're Arsenal, man, come on, man. Me and you, I thought me and you had things going, man.
Just briefly, come on. No, seriously, as the presenter of the show, come on, you've made us all look bad. And we don't want to see that happening on the show. We don't want to upset our...
Look, it's okay, just touch.
He thinks it's funny, Kenny Can. He thinks it's funny.
It's okay, don't worry about it. But don't let it happen again.
No. Yeah, joking aside, Kamal.
We're on the same page, right?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kamal, we all love a laugh.
Okay.
Seriously, all joking, we all like a laugh, Kamal, but there is a time when the laughter has to stop.
Of course.
And Kamal, please, that time is now. Please don't ever upset any of our guests in that way again.
Of course.
Because that will not stand.
All right. Of course. Stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's very good of you, Ken.
Okay.
Yeah,
don't let it happen again.
Kamal.
All right.
Right, outrageous. Outrageous. You're fired. Right, love you, Kamal. Thank you, both. Come out, everybody. Yeah, it's a lovely lad. That will never happen again. Ken, let's talk all things Arsenal. Now, we know one of the major issues with Arsenal is their reluctance, it would seem, according to many, to spend money. I did a little bit of research myself this afternoon. I was sitting in front of the TV, I was on the internet there, and lots of players that have been rumours to be coming to your club, it would seem now quite possibly are. What can you tell us?
Well, at the moment, there's very concrete information regarding a player from Deportivo La Coruña, a black player called Lucas Perez. Lucas Perez, he's 27 years old, he's going to be 28 soon. He scored 17 goals in La Liga and he scored 10 assists.
Yeah.
However, you know, there was a period towards the second half of the season where he went through a goal drought. But, you know, there's been a lot of interest in him. Previously in June, Sevilla were interested in him, and Barcelona were interested in him in July. But I think at this moment of time, Everton have activated a release clause for I think about 20 million plus.
Okay.
And then obviously Arsenal have now got into the picture. So at the moment, he's coming and he's not coming, because at the moment Arsenal have made an offer, but they only want to play in instalments, and La Coruña say that they want the full money. So it's all sorts of negotiations at the moment.
Well, Kenny Ken, the Broomer today is Hey, come on, you're hearing a lot of that tonight. Yeah, you're hearing an awful lot of that. Plenty more where that came from, don't you? Broomer, let's have it again. Broomer. That is no expense, but there it is. That is quality. No expense spared on the special effects. That's CGI. That's not even my voice. They've CGI'd my voice. Kenny Ken, I can give you an update, because it would seem, according to sources today, the rumour is that Everton have taken themselves out of the running. Have you heard that?
Well, I haven't heard that. I've heard that. All I've heard is that we've made an offer to La Coruña, and La Coruña want the full money. But it seems like if Everton have taken themselves out of running, then it's highly likely that the players basically told his club that he wants to come to Arsenal. So it's a case of discussing personal terms, and maybe the club's negotiating a flat fee. Personally, I think it's very unusual for La Coruña to want the whole fee, because normally when you have transfer fees, all the transfer fees are paid in instalments. But maybe La Coruña are in financial trouble. Well,
you think they might be in some financial trouble there?
If La Coruña are asking for the full fee, then it has to be some sort of financial trouble that they're in.
£17 million is the figure that I'm seeing. Is that the figure that you've heard?
Well, yeah, that's the figure. It's a release called £70 million, and La Coruña want it in full. It's basically, in terms of euros, it was 20 million plus euros, but it was obviously English pound sterling, it's £70 million.
You mentioned just a minute ago, Kenny Ken, that there was an issue regarding a certain release clause.
Well, we've activated it. We've activated the release clause. Well, Everton actually activated it, and Arsenal come into the picture. But I think he's been a sought-after player, to the fact that, you know, as I said earlier in the show, that firstly Sevilla, who just qualified for the Champions League, albeit as Europa League winners, they were after him, and then Barcelona after him. But it seems like both clubs are now taking their interest elsewhere, so it's just left the ball for us.
He had a good season last year for La Liga. You mentioned for Deportivo.
La Coruña,
you mentioned he scored 17 goals last season, but he's one of those players, a lot of people say, and even Arsenal fans are saying, nobody knows who he is, we don't know who he is.
Well, the thing is, right, is that the guy, I've seen some footage of him, last night. He seems to can either play on the left side of the forward line, or he can play up front. But the sort of, if you're looking at what he brings to the club, 27 years old, you know, like I said, potentially he could do well. But my viewpoint is that when we move to the Emirates Stadium, no disrespect to this young guy, Lucas Perez, the fact of the matter is that we're 10 years at Emirates Stadium, and what we're looking at is basically we should be signing the bigger names, really should be. Now that's just factual. For a start, we should be going for players like Lewandowski of Bayern Munich and Poland, or someone like Griezmann. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to come, but for a club like Arsenal to show the fans that they've got some sort of ambition, that's the sort of player names that we should be looking at.
And why aren't you then, Kenny Ken? Why are Arsenal going after the Lucas Perez's of the world and not the Griezmanns?
Well, again, it's all about Arsenal not paying clubs asking fees. Although, before we start, I don't know for a fact that these two players are available, so I'm only speculating. But what I do know about Arsenal is that in football today, if you're buying a big player and you're a big club, then two things you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go in bidding wars. Like, for instance, Pogba, Man United. First, Man City were interested. Then it was Barcelona. Then it was left to Real Madrid and Man United. So you've got 4 clubs. As soon as 4 clubs are in it, the price goes up.
Do you think you should have gone in for Pogba? You mentioned Pogba.
Well,
Would you have liked to have seen Arsenal?
Not really, because I think in terms of our midfield, as far as I'm concerned, it's the strongest part of our team. Like, for instance, we've got a holding midfielder now. We've got like a box-to-box midfielder, potentially in El Neni, and we've got like a deep-lying midfielder creative types in Xhaka. We've got Jack Wilshere, we've got Ramsey, who would like to play in sort of the split-forward position in midfield. We've got Ozil as well playing midfield, and we've got Cavola, who's the brain of our side. And I haven't even mentioned Coquelin, who's our holding player. So in midfield, we're fine.
Yeah.
The 2 areas that Arsenal need to look at in order for us to have a strong spine to challenge abroad and obviously in terms of the title, is a centre-half, experienced centre-half, and a world-class centre-forward.
We mentioned just now, talking of world-class centre-forwards, that you would like to see Arsenal going in for players of the calibre of Griezmann.
Well, yeah, Griezmann, like I said, you saw what he did in the Euro 2016.
We loved him at home. Kenny Ken. Yeah. I've got 2 little boys, PC Donut and Bucket. They're watching tonight, actually, my 2 sons. My 11-year-old PC Donut and my 8-year-old Bucket. They're nicknames, don't worry. They're watching at home. We didn't name them PC Donut and Bucket. They're watching tonight, and all through the Euros, we were doing this. I just love that Griezmann.
I don't know. I think it's a Drake dance or something, isn't it?
Is that what it is? Is that what Griezmann got it?
Yeah, it's something to do with a Drake video, and he's doing.
Were you doing it though, Kenny Ken? Come on, were you doing the Griezmann? Do it with me, Kenny Ken.
I don't know.
Do the Griezmann with me, Kenny Ken.
Well, the thing about it is, my wife.
Come on, Kenny Ken.
My wife says I've got 2 left feet, and a lot of people in North London think that rather than being like a bad man, I'm more of a geezer. So you know what I mean.
Do you know what the interesting thing is, though, talking about Griezmann, in all seriousness, if we go back to Lucas Perez, the stats prove...
Perez.
It's not Perez.
It's Perez. Remember, it's Spanish.
Perez.
South America is Perez, but when it's Spanish, it's Perez. Like,
Perez.
for instance, Santi Cazorla.
Yeah.
It's not Santi Cazorla, it's Santi Cazorla.
Okay.
And you've got a player at Chelsea, his name is not Dave, it's Azpilicueta.
Right, you see what's happening here? What's happening here? He's come on, right, he's taken umbrage to the picture, he's put the picture away, and now he's having a pop at my grammar. This is an outrage.
No, it's not your grammar, it's your pronunciation.
Yeah, true.
Remember what I said earlier?
I said that. Yeah, that's right. You listen to this, Kamal, this is your fault. You upset him with the photo, and now he's having a pop at my pronunciation. No.
As I said before, when I'm on this sofa, it's my time.
True enough.
True. You said it yourself, innit?
It's
my
fan
time.
TV.
Fan TV.
It's true.
And like I said, this is the North London takeover. London boy, Finsbury Park, born and bred. It's my show, my takeover. Come on. It's not presenter TV. It's fan TV.
So Kenny Ken. So the point is, the stats. According to the stats, now this is. I've done my research. That Perez, statistically, is currently better than Giroud and Griezmann.
Well, no, I think that Griezmann's got 22 goals in La Liga, but in terms of like chances created, Perez has created, I believe, 72 chances to Griezmann's, I think 52. If I'm wrong, Arsenal fans, beat me with a stick when you see me after the show, but that's the sort of stats that I just sort of skimmed through.
Sure.
So statistically, he's done better than Griezmann, obviously, as a striker and as a player. Griezmann's a better player, and in terms of like general ability,
he is phenomenal.
But one of the things that worries me about buying players like Perez, if I want a striker that comes to Arsenal, I want something that's better than what we got already.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, we had a player that Arsene Wenger was looking at, a player called Lacazette. Now, he's in the first 2 games, he scored a hat-trick and he scored 2 goals, 5 and 2. Now, there's all sorts of rumours about Lyon wanting such and such, maybe 60 million. Arsenal saying he's not worth the money. Like West Ham went in with a bid of 40 million that got rejected, and Arsenal went in a bid with 29 million. Again, it says it all about Arsenal. Arsenal, as long as Arsene Wenger's here, especially when we have got people like Kroenke on the board, we're never going to meet clubs' valuation prices of their top players. Like, for instance, if you've got a top player at your club and basically you're in the Champions League and a big club like Arsenal coming for you, they're going to charge the top dollar.
Of course.
And if you're not going to pay that top dollar, you're going to miss out. Or if there's a top player and 3 or 4 clubs going in for him, you've got to join in the bidding wars. You can't exempt yourself of it. Arsene Wenger needs to accept that the days of getting bargains and in the late 90s are over now.
He doesn't seem to want to get involved in any of that stuff, though. He keeps saying this repeatedly. I was reading stuff about it this afternoon. He just doesn't want to talk about money, and he just doesn't seem to want to get involved in that side of the game. Kenny, I'm just going to stop you there because we've got tonight's celebrity wash bag. It's right here. Once again, my friends, yes, we have... What's this? We have a celeb wash bag. We simply want you to try and tell us tonight who this celebrity wash bag belongs to. I'm going to show you a series of clues throughout the show this evening. Shall we see our first clue? Going to open the celebrity wash bag for the first time this evening. I have a tourist's guide to London, and included on this guide we have Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey is your first clue as to whose celebrity wash bag this is tonight. Westminster Abbey. Any ideas, Kenny Ken? Well, if you know, don't say, but have you got a clue?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've just seen that stick.
Don't say.
At first I thought that was Madam Whiplash or something.
OK. Kenny Ken thinks tonight's celebrity wash bag belongs to Madam Whiplash.
Well, look at the stick, innit?
Yeah, I know, it's a good point. We're going to take a short break. We will be back in just... I love you, Kenny Ken. We'll be back on the Kenny Ken Show in just 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We're live till 10. Good times. Thanks, Kenny Ken. Brilliant, 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 brilliant.
Let's see.
More Premier League matches with 126 live games. 3 times more than BT Sport. And enjoy new goals and highlights on your mobile. Plus, get a free 32-inch LG TV and a Sky Plus HD box. So enjoy more this season with 126 live Premier League games, mobile goals and highlights, and a free 32-inch LG TV. Search Sky Bundles or call 0800 151 2776. Sky. Believe in better.
I'm here with these thermal goggles to show you how much heat these old double glazed windows lose compared to Everest triple glazing.
Look where they're leaking all their heat from. You'll see on the right side here, the Everest triple glazed windows keep it inside where it belongs. That's because their 5-chamber profile and extra pane of glass help make them Everest's warmest window ever. And they're now available at 1991 prices with Price Rewind. Fit the best. Fit Everest.
So, say you was after a loan go. There ought to be this one fantastic, clever website where you can check out a load of options all together in one place. So you know you was getting a really straight deal. Be well fantastic.
Go Compare.
Oh!
It's all good news, there's loads to choose at Go Compare.
Fantastic!
From loans to plastic, they're quite fantastic.
Oh.
Nothing quite compares to Go Compare.
Fantastic!
Engaging conversations and a shot at finding the one. That's why I'm on Elite Singles.
EliteSingles.co.uk for single professionals.
Welcome back to Fan TV. I'm Justin Lee Collins. Hello, we are live on Sky 212 all the way till 10 p.m. We are also on Facebook Live and YouTube. Don't forget to refresh if you're watching via Facebook Live or YouTube at the end of every hour or at the top of the hour. Please remember to refresh your Facebook Lives and your YouTube feeds because we don't want to lose you. We're on all the way till 10 p.m. Our first guest, Kenny Ken, is here with us. If you want to get in touch, if you want to pick up on anything that Kenny Ken has talked about so far, it is the Kenny Ken Show. Then you can Skype call us. Fan TV channel is the Skype. You can tweet us at Fan TV UK. Remember the hashtag Fan TV when you tweet us. At Fan TV UK is the Twitter, and Fan TV channel is the Skype. There's the Twitter on the screen there. Kenny Ken, let's just jump straight in with the Champions League draw that was announced earlier on today. You've been drawn in Group A alongside Paris Saint-Germain, Basel, and is it Ludogorets?
It's Ludogorets. They're a Bulgarian side.
Yes.
And 2 years ago, they were in the same group as Liverpool.
Yeah.
and I think did they beat Liverpool 1-0?
Not sure. We'll get that. Kamal, can you look that up? Ludogorets.
Yeah,
Ludogorets. They beat Liverpool. Kamal's on it.
Yeah, because they're Bulgarians. Yeah, team for Bulgaria, and Basel, who are very tricky because Basel have. Had some massive scalps in the sort of Champions League. Remember, they knocked Man United out of the Champions League a few years back.
Yes.
So it's a tricky draw. Paris Saint-Germain takes care of itself. Obviously, they're top seeds. They got to the quarterfinals last year.
Yeah.
They're one of those sides that eventually they are going to win the Champions League because the amount of money they got, pumped into them and the sort of players that they're recruiting. It's only going to be a matter of time for me.
I think at some point they can win it.
Oh, definitely. I always say to friends of mine, if you've got a fiver, put it on Paris Saint-Germain. You can't go wrong.
Would you put a fiver on Arsenal this year?
I don't know, man. I don't think Arsenal have got any chance to win the Champions League.
Really?
I'm sorry. Logic tells me that we're not going to win it. Logic tells me we're going to get into the last 16, not just because we got a hard sort of. We haven't really got a hard group, but Paris Saint-Germain are probably the favourites to win the group. But I think with Arsenal in the Champions League, if you look at the last sort of 3 or 4 years, our away form is in the group stage is a disgrace.
Yeah.
When last year we lost to like Dinamo Zagreb, got thrashed by Bayern Munich, lost at home to Olympiacos, and we basically needed snookers, and we actually got them.
And you don't think the story is going to be any different for you this season?
If we don't sign a sort of top class forward, no, we won't, because what happens in Europe, whenever we play teams in Europe, what happens to them? What they do is that they try and attack us in a break. And when they go in front, what they do is they play little triangles to the extent that the wingers double up and protect their fullbacks. And then what you'll have the 2 midfielders, and then you'll have basically 1 forward and run. And when we don't have the ball, it's like trying to get past 2 banks of 4, especially in Europe. And we just find that really difficult.
I suppose it doesn't inspire confidence if you're an Arsenal fan when you go away to Leicester like you did last weekend and you get a 0-0 draw. The current champions, of course, but nonetheless, you can't score.
The thing last week, it was in terms of performance, it was a lot better than the Liverpool game.
Okay.
In terms, like Rob Holding had a very good game. He had experience alongside him in terms of Olivier Giroud. Monreal was fantastic on a left back.
Rob Holding was outstanding, wasn't he? He was 20 years of age, is it?
Well, I think Rob Holding is. I think the unfortunate thing for Rob Holding is that if we don't buy a centre half, or you don't buy someone like Mustafi from Valencia, then what you're going to have? You're going to have a young player learning his trade in the cutthroat business, which is the Premiership.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ideal for a young player like Holding. Ideally, what we need is someone like Mustafi to get in the team. Rob Holding probably plays the odd. Like dead rubber in the Champions League or plays in the Carling Cup, and then he learns his trade.
Yeah.
But for him to learn his trade in this sort of cutthroat Premiership, I don't think that's ideal.
It was interesting, though, because Arsenal was full of praise for Rob Holding, and at the press conference, he just wanted to talk about Rob Holding coming through and being so young, and he was pretty much saying to everybody, this is who the Arsenal fans should be getting behind, because he's a young, talented English player. And also, further to that, he made a really interesting comment as well. He apologised for the fact that Rob Holding didn't cost 55 million. Did you see that?
Well, I saw his press conference, and he talks about how Arsenal have got to basically pay 600 employees, and that's why they can't concentrate on buying big names. But in terms of Arsene Wenger, he can basically run around and dance around the issue as not. It's tough luck. You're manager of Arsenal. And when you're manager of Arsenal, you're manager for a big club. Now, everyone says that Arsenal's probably the smallest big club in Europe, and they're probably right. In terms of that success, big clubs win the Champions League. Arsenal haven't won the Champions League in 19 years of participation, so we're a small, big club. But when Arsene Wenger hasn't signed a striker, and we draw 0-0 like we did at the King Power Stadium, the issue of him not buying is going to rear its ugly head. So for him to talk about Rob Holding and to say, well, basically, let's talk about Rob Holding, that's not good enough, Arsene.
Is he deflecting? Is that what he's doing?
Absolutely deflecting the issue. The bottom line is that we had most of the possession. Like I said, we were very good in the sort of first 2/3 of the pitch. Defensively, we were very strong. In midfield, I thought we dominated. But in the last third, we basically couldn't break Leicester down, and a lot of it is down to the fact that Walcott had 3 opportunities which he didn't take.
Yeah.
Alexis Sanchez is playing up front on his own, which he's not suited to. A player like Alexis Sanchez can't play with his back to goal. If you're going to play Alexis Sanchez, then you need to play another forward with him, or or basically, if you don't play a forward with him, what you need is for Walcott, who plays on the right-hand side, is when we attack, is to get close to Sanchez. He doesn't do that. What they did really well, I thought, when I was watching the game, is that Walcott and Sanchez and Oxlade-Chamberlain, they kind of interchanged and basically kept the Leicester defence guessing. So Sanchez will come deep, Walcott will go in the sort of centre forward, and the Ox will go on the right. And that's all well and good, but there was no presentation.
So when you see an Arsenal press conference and you listen to your manager talking,
I just mute him.
You just mute him?
I mute him.
You're not interested in what he's got to say at the moment?
Look, if at the end of the day, basically we're in a transfer window, and at every transfer window, when you hear Arsene Wenger speak, it's the same old, mixed messages. 1 minute the board is saying that we will, any time Arsene Wenger comes to us and say he wants a player, we will provide the money available. And Arsene Wenger will say, oh, we can't afford it, and that we can't shop in the same price as the big teams in Europe. And then you'll get Gazidis a few weeks ago saying that we can't afford to do this and that. I mean, we're talking mixed messages. The bottom line is that it's a myth at Arsenal. Absolute myth. And
What's the myth? What is the myth?
The biggest myth at Arsenal, right, is that we can't afford to shop around for the best players in sort of around the world. Fair enough, you can't do that. And what they're saying is that we had to go through that prudence, i.e. pay for the stadium, basically live within our means and rely on FFP. That's all well and good, but that's one way you could have done it. The second way is to do what Chelsea, Man United and Man City did, i.e. borrow money from their big owners. Now, everyone says, well, how can Arsenal do that? Well, you can. You've got two billionaires, shareholders. You've got one of them who basically told the fans, told the British media that he didn't buy Arsenal to win trophies. So what'd you buy Arsenal for?
So, Ken, if it's a myth, why is Arsene Wenger perpetuating it? Why doesn't he come out and say, they're not allowing me to spend money if that is the case?
Arsene Wenger, I'll tell you one reason why Arsene Wenger perpetuates it, and it's all about personality.
Sure.
The bottom line is, if Arsene Wenger spent £70 million on a striker, or dare I say, an attacking midfielder, it means he has to be accountable.
Yeah.
And the thing that Arsene Wenger lacks is accountability. At Arsenal Football Club, Arsene Wenger has no accountability. Now, this man has control over every aspect of Arsenal Football Club in terms of playing, coaching, recruiting, play salaries and negotiating with agents. Arsene Wenger does a lot. Ignore Dick Law. Dick Law is basically as good as that stick there. He's useless, OK? Gazidis was employed by Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger interviewed his boss. So, again, there's no accountability. Kroenke is enriching himself, giving himself £3 million a year in terms of dividends, and he's buying ranches in Texas. I'm sure he's got another one in Colorado, and he's moved some silly American football team.
Ken, it's fascinating stuff. I could listen to you all night. We're just going to take another short break.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere, because I'm absolutely loving this. It's the Kenny Ken Show tonight, everybody. Let's hear it for Kenny Ken. This Ken is on fire! He's been here talking Arsenal with me so far. This will continue. Don't go anywhere. We've got a Kenny Ken style firework display on Fan TV tonight. 2-minute break. Stay with us. Good times.
Well,
loving this, Kenny Ken. This is great.
Get even more with the Sky Sports Bundle. More Premier League matches with 126 live games. 3 times more than BT Sport. And enjoy new goals and highlights on your mobile. Plus, get a free 32-inch LG TV and a Sky Plus HD box. So enjoy more this season with 126 live Premier League games, mobile goals and highlights, and a free 32-inch LG TV. Search Sky Bundles or call 0800 151 2776. Sky. Believe in better.
Can we get travel insurance even though some of us take medication?
Sure you can.
But I've got my hip.
And I've got my high blood pressure.
And I've got...
Nigel, can we all get cover?
Sure you can. Stay Sure specialise in travel insurance for pre-existing medical conditions. So can I go scuba diving then?
Sure you can. Our policies cover all kinds of activities.
Yes!
Call us now on 0800 054 2256 or go online to staysure.co.uk and quote TV offer to get 10% off the base premium of all policies.
Growing strawberries is about patience and choosing your moment. When our strawberries are ripe, it's a race against the clock to get them picked when they are at prime freshness. We can get these strawberries picked, dispatched and into the little store the next day. Well, most of them anyway.
It's the Kenny Ken show tonight. He's been here talking Arsenal with me, and he is hanging around for a while longer to make sure I don't step out of line. Welcome back to Fan TV. And as if one Ken isn't enough on the sofa, Burnley fan Ken will be joining me and Kenny Ken in just a moment. So that's Kenny Ken and another Ken to talk about Burnley's horrible defeat at Accrington Stanley, as well as their upcoming game against Chelsea this Saturday. Talking about Chelsea, they were taken to the limit by a rampant Bristol Rovers, only just edging the match 3-2. We'll be getting some of those Chelsea boys on the sofa as well to talk about all of that. And of course, it wouldn't be Thursday night without our celebrity wash bag. Once again, I've been stalking football players and I've pinched a wash bag. But whose wash bag is it? Stick with us and find out later. We are live on Sky 212. We're on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube all the way till 10 o'clock tonight. If you want to get in touch, please get involved. You can call us, Skype us, Fan TV channel. That's the Skype, Fan TV channel. You can tweet us at Fan TV UK. Remember the hashtag Fan TV if you send us a tweet in. Let me just quickly, Kenny Ken, I want to go back to the Arsene Wenger press conference thing, because if you just joined us, Kenny Ken sensationally revealed that when his manager Arsene Wenger does a press conference, he mutes it. That's how disinterested Kenny Ken is in what his own manager has to say. So I've got to come back to you on that. But just let's go back to Champions League draw. You've been drawn in Group A, as we mentioned earlier, alongside Paris Saint-Germain, Basel and Ludogorets. Manchester City have been drawn in Group C, all you Man City fans, alongside Barcelona, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Celtic. That's a big group, Group C. Tottenham have been drawn in Group E alongside CSKA Moscow, Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco. And Leicester City have been drawn in Champions League Group G alongside Porto, Club Bruges from Belgium and FC Copenhagen of Denmark. Would you prefer to have seen Arsenal in one of those other groups, Kenny Ken?
Oh, I don't mind getting Copenhagen.
Would you have fancied your chances in Group C alongside Barcelona, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Celtic?
No. A simple no.
No.
Borussia Mönchengladbach, they're in the same group as Man City, although Man City did very well against them last year. But
yeah, absolutely.
Again, trickier tie away.
Tricky group, that, isn't it? Group C, that's the group.
It's, German stadiums, like the crowd are close to the pitch, the pressure. You go down against them, the crowd are like the 12th men. No, thank you.
That's a tough group.
No.
Okay, I know you don't like to talk about Tottenham, but just by comparison, they're in Group E. CSKA Moscow, Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco. Is that an easier route?
Oh, well, the thing is, right, you can never write anyone off. Remember, we got Monaco in the last 16 in the 2015 Champions League.
Yeah.
Now, everyone was saying, oh, Arsenal should get through, it should be easy draw. Before you know it, we lost 3-1 in the first leg. And we won, even though we won 2-0 in the Principality, we were out.
You were too confident, Kenny Ken, that's the issue.
It's not a case of confidence. What I say about Arsenal, right, and I've said it before public, and I'm going to say it now, Arsenal scare no one in Europe. See a little space between this, my thumb, my forefinger.
I see it, see it.
Yeah, see that? See that?
Got it, yeah.
See a little space there?
Just between your thumb and your
forefinger.
Got it.
Right. That's how many people we scare in Europe.
Okay.
No one.
No one.
We scare no one in
no
Europe.
One. No one. I know what you're saying. No one.
We do, for a start, we don't have the pedigree to scare one because everyone knows that you've got a chance against Arsenal. We do not defend properly in the group stages, and even in the knockout stages we don't defend properly. And we got a mistake in us. So really and truly, if you're looking at any team, any of the English teams to sort of make an impression in the Champions League, the best equipped side, personally, is Man City in terms of players they've got. But it's going to kill me to say this, and it's, you know what, I feel like just throwing up.
Oh,
but
you feel bilious?
No, I just feel like...
Come on, can we get a bucket for Kenny?
You get a sick bucket because...
He's going to throw up, come out quick.
No.
He's bilious.
No, I'm feeling bilious, right? But I look at Tottenham, right?
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, right? They're a serious side. They've actually got a spine.
Yeah.
They've got a spine. They've got, you know, like I said, they've got help for Harry Kane and Janssen.
Yeah.
And like in midfield, they're extremely strong. They've got two great centre halves, although I think there might be an injury, and they've got Vieira to come in. So really and truly, they've got a spine. In terms of that group, if they get it right, they could go far in the Champions League.
Well, Kenny, this is a perfect opportunity to bring in our first Skype caller of the night. He's a Tottenham fan. Skype caller, where are you Skyping from, and what's your name, sir?
My name's John. I'm from Southend, Spurs man.
Hey, John, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, mate.
Thanks for Skyping in. How do you feel about your Champions League qualifying group? According to the lovely Kenny Ken, our Arsenal fan, on the lime green sofa tonight, you've got a much easier route. Would you agree?
To be honest, I think he's right. I'm thrilled with the draw. In all fairness, I think all the teams in our group will fancy it. I think it's quite a wide open one. We'll all see what Monaco are capable of. So I think we're in a big shout for finishing the top two of that group.
You're not bothered by CSKA Moscow or Bayer Leverkusen?
Well, they're decent sides, but I think we are as well. I think we're doing a little bit of strengthening. I think all four of them will fancy it.
Moscow in January away, though, that's going to be a tough old fixture. Nobody likes that, John.
Well, no, I doubt I'll be up for it, in all fairness. But, I don't think anyone's going to fancy coming to Tottenham or Wembley.
Well, let's set a few fireworks off on Fan TV tonight, John. Looking at your neighbours there, Arsenal, they've got Group A. You've just said it. Tougher group. They've got Paris Saint-Germain, they've got Basel, and they've got Ludogorets from Bulgaria. How do you think they will fare?
I hate to say it, but I think they'll do all right.
Really?
Well, I think they'll get out of the group stage. They always do. I'll be watching, maybe out the corner of my eye, but I think PSG without Zlatan, he's irreplaceable. Let's face it. So yeah. They'll be up for it.
How do you feel about the ticket prices, John? Because each of these games is going to set anyone back, if you decide to go, about £75 a time. It's a lot of money, isn't it?
That is a lot. It is a lot. It's. I doubt I'll be. I doubt I'll be going to every one, but I'll have to get one in.
Will you fill Wembley, do you think, John?
It's bold. It'll be difficult, but I can't see us not filling it. Champions League, we've been a few years out of it. Because we've been a few years out of it, I think so.
Just to be clear, they're just doing some maths in the gallery. All three games, will set you back about 70 quid. £70 for a package of 3 games. Kenny, it's still an awful lot of money, isn't it?
It's a lot of money, but like I said, Spurs fans. Hey, John, like I said, you can't get all seasons. Is it because you need a pass from the missus for you to come down to London from
Fireworks here.
Because I've just
fireworks on the Studio 4.
John,
talking.
John, he'll be coming down for you.
John, hang on here, mate. You'd have come through the TV to get me. No, John, seriously.
Fireworks
what I'm
on
trying to say.
TV.
The reason why I'm asking is that you've got a great opportunity. You're playing like one of the best stadiums in the world. And as I don't know if you've heard me say before, like I said, forget Arsenal, Tottenham. This is just football. It hurts me to say this, but you now have got a very good side. Like they're a serious team. Seriously,
absolutely.
They got a strong spine in terms of great in defence. You've got a strong midfield, and you've got help for Harry Kane. So what I was saying to Justin earlier is that I hate to say it, but I think you could go quite far in this tournament, and that that is probably killing me just to watch it.
He feels bilious, John. We had to. Come on, where's that bucket?
Yeah, you need to get some Dettol as well for the sick, to clean up the sick as well.
John, I think you beat Arsenal for the first time in November. I think that's right, chaps.
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock kick-off on November the 6th. Sunday, yeah, definitely.
How do you think it's going to go, John? Obviously, they beat you last game of last season. Do you think you're going to overturn that on November 6th?
Well, big game. I think they're really evenly matched now. I mean, I suppose I'm stating the obvious there. I think we're always going to have to fancy. Is it at our place?
No, it's at the Emirates, John.
Yeah, it's.
Don't fancy it?
Different place to go. Just talking football.
Yeah.
Just no Arsenal, Tottenham. I think most people going to the Emirates will take a point. I think we've got the kind of side though that goes to beat teams, and I love that about Spurs at the moment. I think we've got great personnel, great young, hard-working side. I don't think they'll fancy it very much.
Well, let me ask you, let's bring it a little bit closer to home. You've got Liverpool coming to visit you at the weekend, John.
Bogey side for us.
Yeah, how do you think that's going to go?
I desperately want to beat them.
They're struggling at the back, though, aren't they? They're really struggling, particularly left back. I saw everyone was chatting about left back at Liverpool. That's where they're open. So is that where you're going to hit them?
I think so. I mean, we're great at penetrating sides when we're on it. I think sometimes we can run out of ideas. That's probably our weak point, but I fancy us breaking a lot of teams down, and I see a lot of goals in this team. Back up for Harry Kane, like the man was saying.
It's a bogey team, as he's mentioned, Kenny Ken. But do you think they can beat Liverpool at the weekend?
It is based. I think it's been 0-0, 3-0, and 5-0. Last visits at White Hart Lane. I think even at Anfield, Spurs have got a point last season, but they lost 3-2 and they lost 4-0 before that. So Liverpool. I think what it is both teams kind of play similar. They both press high across the pitch. Like I said, Liverpool are going to have a player called Origi. He's going to press the defenders and try and stop them in midfield. And I think I'll put that down as 1-1. I really don't think Liverpool are going to sort of come away with defeat.
Would you be happy with a 1-1, John, if Kenny Ken's right? Liverpool, the visitors, you want to beat them, surely? I
mean, I think I am a betting man. I'd probably put money on a draw. I'd love to say we're going to go out and win it. But I think Liverpool, if they turn up, I mean, they're a cracking side under Klopp at the moment.
John, sorry to jump in. I've got to say, you're not showing much confidence. It's a very unconfident Tottenham Hotspur fan we've got on the Skype tonight.
I'll always back my side.
John, what's going on?
So yeah.
I feel like I want to just give you a little cuddle.
Team, so 3 points.
John, you should be confident. You had a great season, of course, last season. John, let me just ask you about this. We've got a breaking Broomer. The Broomer is, John, Zaha. Could Zaha be coming to Spurs?
I did. I heard that on the radio earlier on.
Yeah.
He's a great player. I don't think he's the one that might necessarily take us to the league winning level, but I think probably firepower from the bench. He's a good penetrative player. I think I see him slotting in at Tottenham quite well. So in Poch we trust.
We're hearing, John, there's a bit more to it. Sorry, we're hearing that he's asked to leave. That's the very strong rumour. Whether or not he's coming to you, the strong rumour is he's asked to leave. Have you heard anything about that?
No. I heard a few guys. I think a few shows talking about the rumour.
Yeah, Broomer, John. Sorry, Broomer. What it is, John,
incorrect.
It's a breaking rumour. We've taken those two words, put them together. We've created a Broomer, and it works a treat. I mean, let's be honest, everybody. It's working a treat. Broomer. Oh, thank you, Ken. That was a Burnley, a strong Broomer there on the floor from Burnley, Ken, who we'll be talking to in a couple of moments. John, thank you so much for being our first Skyper tonight.
Welcome, pleasure.
Good luck at the weekends. You didn't sound very confident, though, Kenny Ken, on the sofa.
Obviously, I'm rooting for Liverpool, so... But, yeah, Dave, if he wants to make some money, I'll tell him to put some money on a draw.
Listen, Kenny Ken, you could be right, and he didn't disagree. Before we bring on Burnley Ken, another Ken, our second Ken tonight, I want to ask you, we've got another break coming up as well, about comments the Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira made. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but Vieira has questioned Arsenal's mentality and personality again, and also believes the current team lack physical strength. Not my words, Patrick Vieira's words.
Spot on, 100% spot on.
Is he?
He's spot on. I think if you look at Arsene Wenger's reign, it's over the 20 years. 2 players epitomise.
Ken, I'm going to have to jump in because they're telling me to go to a break. I want your answers to the question. It's a packed show tonight. Rumours are plenty. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. We are live. It's Fan TV on Sky 212. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Good times. Sorry to jump in there, Kenny.
That's all right, no problem.
They're going to get that.
Right now, there's an amazing deal on super reliable BT broadband. Join today and get a massive 67% discount. It's £5 a month and a 12-month contract. You'll get a super reliable Wi-Fi connection, and when you're out and about, you can connect into the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free. You can also get a £75 BT reward card when you sign up online by the 4th of August. Get BT broadband for £5 a month and on a 12-month contract. For new joiners discounts, call 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/deals.
How would you like access to over 1,200 pounds of fitness programming free? Hi, my name is Carl Deichler, and I'm the CEO of Beachbody. You've probably seen our fitness solutions on TV like P90X and 21 Day Fix. And now you can stream our digital library of fitness programs right to your computer, tablet, or smartphone free for 30 days. Just go to bod30.co.uk and get started losing weight fast. That's bod30.co.uk, and I'll see you online.
Get even more with the Sky Sports Bundle. More Premier League matches with 126 live games. 3 times more than BT Sport. And enjoy new goals and highlights on your mobile. Plus, get a free 32-inch LG TV and a Sky Plus HD box. So enjoy more this season with 126 live Premier League games, mobile goals and highlights, and a free 32-inch LG TV. Search Sky Bundles or call 0800 151 2776. Sky. Believe in better.
Welcome back to Fan TV. I'm JLC. We are live on Sky 212 all the way till 10 p.m. Kenny Ken, our Arsenal fan, is still with me on the lime green Fan TV sofa. Let's add another Ken to the mix. Please welcome, without further ado, Burnley fan, Ken. Come on, Ken. Give him a big hand. Hiya, Ken. Hiya, pal. Ken, how you doing? Please have a seat on the lime green.
Good.
Ken.
Yeah, well, we've met.
Oh, that's
pre-match.
What have you got in your bag there, Ken?
Oh, I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Lovely.
It's a little... beware of Clarets fans bearing gifts.
Okay, that's... lovely. That's lovely. Let me introduce you to our Duttish squirrel. There is on the... more on the Duttish squirrel and the Burnley fans bearing gifts shortly. Ken, I just want to ask you, because I know time is of the essence. You have a train to catch tonight. What time is your train?
9 o'clock from Euston.
Okay, come on, what time is it now? The train is 9 o'clock. You got about.
We're okay. We're good. Don't worry.
Lovely man. Ken, thanks for coming on. Let's talk Burnley. Our old manager is now your manager, Sean Dyche. They call him the Ginger Mourinho. You lost 1-0 last night to Accrington Stanley. That's got to sting a bit. How are you feeling today?
Hurting.
Yeah.
I've considered suicide.
Oh.
I wonder if it's painless.
Yeah. How would you do it?
I've thought of all sorts of things coming down on train. The obvious thing is to lie on the track and at Watford Junction and just let the train hit you.
Don't do it, Ken.
That seemed, but when you reflect on it, what you need to realise is...
don't do it, Ken.
What you need to realise is that Burnley have been sort of the mentors of Accrington Stanley. John Coleman, manager of Accrington Stanley, Liverpudlian.
Yeah.
You know the milk advert. Sean Dyche.
Oh, it's a great advert.
It were, weren't it?
Oh, what a great
Accrington Stanley, who were them?
What a great advert.
Go on. Exactly.
Hey, we all know who they are now, though. They're doing pretty well.
But what we did, we had a forecast, because Sean Dyche, who I have a serious bout of man love for.
You love the Dyche?
Oh, I love the ginger.
Keep a bit of man love there.
I do,
for the Ginger Mourinho.
But what we didn't want to do we didn't want to play Taxpayers United.
Right.
At that London Olympic Stadium. We think HMRC should run them. Okay. So what Accrington Stanley can do, they can have another payday. Okay. That's fine. The chairman of Accrington Stanley, you need a little quick history. Yeah. Went to Accrington Stanley, he's a Burnley fan. Right. Stood at Burnley as a kid. Yeah. Went to Accrington Stanley to watch a game, bought a beer, realised they were in deep muck. Yeah. And bought them while they were having a beer. So a Burnley fan owes Accrington Stanley. Sean Dyche, taking that a step further, thought, what we'll do, we'll put 10 players who've never played together ever. Right. We'll get a myopic referee. Yeah. We'll play on a scruffy pitch. We'll allow them to bring the touch lines in 10 yards. And we'll not really bother turning up, because do we really want to come to London to play Taxpayers United? No, we don't.
Brilliant, brilliant. Come on. It would have been a nice draw, though, would it not?
No.
At the Olympic Park? No. Come on.
Premier League survival is everything.
That's key.
That is absolutely key.
Couldn't give a monkeys.
The EFL Cup, Rumbelows Cup, Carling Milk Cup, okay. What is it?
Let me talk then about your 18-year-old Aussie midfielder, Aidan O'Neill, who made his full debut for you last night. Were you impressed? Your manager was.
On a serious note, what Sean Dyche has done, he's had a project. Yeah. When he came in, Eddie Howe, of course, the predecessor, set off a project at Burnley. Yeah. Sean Dyche has picked up on it. 3 training pitches that are exact replicas of Turf Moor, which is hard to do because, of course, this is the home of football. Yeah. He's built up the youth side. Aidan O'Neill is probably, if we were playing in Championship, he'd be ready to play in Championship. Okay. Quantum leaps at Premier League is probably a season away. Yeah. But this kid, if you saw him last night, big, strong, 2-footed.
Yeah, I've heard he's great.
He's a tremendous prospect.
Yeah, and Sean obviously loves
Sean Dyche knows what footballers look like.
What?
Seriously, he does.
There was a talking point, though, because he survived a pretty bad tackle that Dyche was really outspoken about. He said it could have been a leg breaker.
Myopic referees. We had one on Saturday, Lee Mason. Yeah. Guys, if you watched on Match at Day, the ball was in the crowd. Mrs. Wilson, who were knitting at the time, she threw it back and he let Liverpool play on. They didn't score. But I mean, what is that about? I mean, come on, goal line technology. What about throwing technology? It's in the stand.
It's a good point, actually, Kenny. That's a good point.
No, seriously, on this one, Justin, last night, there were 2 two-footed tackles that in Premier League, you would have been in the bath.
Both on Aidan O'Neill?
One on Aidan O'Neill and one on Derrickwood, Tendai Derrickwood, the right back.
Well, Sean Dyche says he thought it warranted a red card. And he's lucky not to have broken his leg. And he said Aidan's leg is in an awful state.
Well, they were shocking tackles. I mean, they were shockers, both of them.
Why wasn't he red carded?
Well, I guess, you know, we have a level of referee. I mean, myopic referees shouldn't be refereeing, should they? If you've got a Labrador left in dressing room and a white stick, you should not be refereeing a football match, should you?
Okay. He also said, Dyche, you've got to love Sean Dyche. He just tells it as he sees it.
Absolutely.
Dyche said about Accrington, this is a quote, I wrote it down, you've got to win a game, and they found a way of winning. That was quite telling, I thought, that quote. Did they win nasty, in your opinion, Ken, Accrington?
They won the game. They're playing West Ham United. Good luck, Accrington Stanley. Yeah. Well done. They did what they had to do. John Coleman is a proper manager running a football league club on nothing. He's running it on fresh air. Fresh air, nothing. This guy's talking about Arsenal being prudent. Yes. We have 300 million budget that he won't spend. Yeah. John Coleman is working on 30 grand.
And with that in mind, when you hear Kenny Ken and Arsenal fans talk about this issue that all Arsenal fans are talking about, how does that make you feel? How do you react to that? Does it make you laugh or?
Of course, coming from East Lancashire, we were talking to Chelsea fans pre-programme about Crystal Palace, Fulham, QPR, they're fed up with derbies in London, you know, unlucky Arsenal, Tottenham, all this malarkey.
Yeah.
We have Blackburn, Rochdale, Bury, Accrington. They're running on shoestrings.
I know.
What I would love to do, I'd love Arsene Wenger to run Accrington Stanley for a year and see how he goes on.
It's a good point. Very quickly, we've got 30 seconds, Kenny. How do you respond to that? So it's the great statement there.
I'll tell you one thing, Arsene Wenger's probably, the way he spends money, he's probably suited at Accrington Stanley.
I think we've got a tweet that's just come in. It's Dylan Balch, I think. Oh, on YouTube. Dylan Balch, I think it's Balch. I think that's Balch. Dylan, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Dylan Balch on YouTube is asking Justin, that's me, for a shout out. Dylan Balch! Hear me now! Broomer! We've got a quick break. Kenny, Ken, don't go anywhere. It is the night of the long Kens on...
The short Kens.
I don't think it's the size of me.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. We're live on Sky 212 as Fan TV. Good times. Please don't get your bus yet, mate, because...
For brilliant entertainment, join Sky TV and get a free 32-inch LG TV with any Sky bundle. 12775. Sky. Believe in better.
What? I'm so sorry, I thought you were a chair. Sorry.
Our breakfasts are freshly prepared, even if you're not. Like the all-in-one breakfast wrap. McDonald's. We make breakfast.
Our new free time plans give you free electricity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays or Sundays. So you can do the cleaning for free. Cook a family feast for free. Or catch up on box sets for free. So switch now, and you'll get a free upgrade to smart meters and free electricity 9 to 5 every Saturday or Sunday. Switch now and start saving. Call 0800 980 4045 or search British Gas Free Time.
How would you like access to over 1,200 pounds of fitness programming free? Hi, my name is Carl Deichler, and I'm the CEO of Beachbody. You've probably seen our fitness solutions on TV, like P90X and 21 Day Fix. And now you can stream our digital library of fitness programs right to your computer, tablet, or smartphone free for 30 days. Just go to bod30.co.uk and get started losing weight fast. That's bod30.co.uk, and I'll see you online.
Right now, there's an amazing deal on super reliable BT broadband. Join today and get a massive 67% discount. It's £5 a month and a 12-month contract. You'll get a super reliable Wi-Fi connection. And when you're out and about, you can connect into the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free. You can also get a £75 BT reward card when you sign up online by the 4th of August. Get BT broadband for £5 a month and on a 12-month contract. For new joiners discounts, call 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/deals.
Welcome back to Fan TV. Honestly, we've got a hot lime green sofa tonight full of Kens. Kenny Ken and Ken. We are live on Sky 212. If you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube, don't forget to refresh at the top of every hour. We don't want to lose you. We've got fireworks on the sofa tonight. Ken, our Burnley fan, we were just talking about, continuing to discuss during the break, the money, the hundreds of millions of pounds that we're hearing that Arsenal have got to spend with a manager who, it would seem, doesn't want to spend it, who, when he does a press conference, would much rather focus on the young 20-year-old kid coming up, Rob Holding. Do you agree with Arsene Wenger? Do you think that's exactly what top-flight football managers should be talking about? The young players and not the big-money players from overseas?
Absolutely not. Football's about perception. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Chelsea. We talked about Chelsea before. Chelsea are a big club. Jose Mourinho, big manager, big ego, big everything, big Jones, decided I'm blowing 200 million quid in salaries and transfer fees, and I'm bringing in Paul Pogba, and I'm bringing in the Swedish maestro. You know, we're talking about Mr. Ibrahimovic. And look at them straight away. I mean, the difference between Van Gaal's United and Mourinho's United is frightening. Burnley will beat them, but that's another story. But they are, let's be fair, they are, the difference in 2 months is frightening, simply because you've got a manager who says, we've got it, spend it. And for life in me, I'm a Burnley fan, live in Bolton, put on the thing, we should buy Rob Holding 12 months ago, 2 million quid.
Yes.
He's a Burnley player, he's 2 million quid. He's gone to Arsenal for 2 million quid.
Okay, come on. We're going to come right back to you on this. Honestly, I'm loving the lime green sofa tonight. Come on, let's hear it for our lineup of Kens. Let's bring someone in on Skype. You'll like this, Kenny Ken. This is interesting. We've got a representative from the UK Mini Football Association who is, I think, playing for a British side in Hungary at the six-a-side Euros. Who's there? Hello, sir. What's your name?
My name's Tim Laurential. I'm a bit old to play, though.
Oh, sorry, baby.
It's all right. I'd like to play, but I'm the president of the UK Mini Football Association.
We've got the president of the UK Mini Football Association. All right. On the Skype. Sorry, was it Tim?
Tim, yep.
So, Tim, are you currently Skyping us from Hungary?
Correct, yeah.
Which is where the six-a-side Euro tournament is currently taking place, is that right?
That's right, yep.
How are we doing?
How do we do what?
How are we doing in the tournament?
Oh, right. Well, the UK have got 3 teams in the tournament.
Okay.
Wales, England and Scotland.
Right.
And at the moment, the group stages are almost complete, and all 3 teams are hopefully going to qualify. Wales and England have qualified.
That's fantastic. Scotland are going to qualify as well.
Scotland probably qualify, provided the last game tonight goes in their favour, yeah.
Okay,
so they need somebody to beat somebody to go through. But
who are they playing? San Marino?
There's always a chance, but no, San Marino are sadly not in the tournament.
So who's playing tonight then? What do we need to see happen in order for Scotland to go through?
So Bosnia are playing Ukraine, and we need Bosnia to win, basically, for Scotland to go through.
So if Bosnia win tonight in the six-a-side Euros, then Scotland will go through?
As well.
Yeah. This is fantastic. So, Tim, tell us a little bit more about the six-a-side Euros and tell us how it compares to Euro 2016. Is it, like, massively different aside from the numbers?
Well, I mean, obviously it's mini football, which means it's 6-a-side. That's not little people, it's 6-a-side footballers.
Well, I thought you had Mata playing out there. Isn't Mata playing?
I haven't seen him. He may be there, disguised. And so it's obviously on a smaller pitch.
Be honest, Tim, is it a dwarf tournament? Is it a dwarf tournament?
It's not a dwarf tournament. And as I'm head of discipline, I could have you disciplined for that comment.
I should be disciplined. Although, just to be clear, dwarf is the correct terminology. So, thank you very much. Back to you, Tim. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Warwick Davis is a close personal friend.
I think your question was, how does it compare?
Yes, sir.
Well, there are 32 teams. And it's a fantastic tournament. It's in a large city in Hungary, not in Budapest, but a nice city. There's a stadium built in the centre. It's well attended. It's well organised. And the football's great and exciting. I've seen some great games.
How many teams are actually competing in the tournament, Tim?
32.
I love it. We've got a little clip, I think. We're going to have a look at that now. Take a look at this. Talk us through it, Tim. I'm not sure who...
I can't see the clip.
Oh, sorry. It's England versus... Who are we playing there on the clip? I can't see it from where I'm sitting. England-Greece, 6-a-side. What was the result there, Tim? The England-Greece game?
England beat Greece 2-0. And that sealed their place because they've won 2 games.
So, Tim, unlike England's diabolically shocking performance that we all know about in the Euros this year, how are we doing in general when it comes to six-a-side?
Good, yeah. I mean, this has been going for 2 or 3 years, and the UK teams are slowly improving. So all of them getting better, and they're not professionals, but there's some good players on view.
And is six-a-side something that the world of football is embracing, Tim, or does it have some way to go?
The world is embracing it. It's played a lot in Europe, particularly in Eastern Europe, which is a massive powerhouse in it, and it's gaining momentum. So yeah, I think the swell in Europe is probably the biggest place for it, and it's different from futsal. But you know, the South American countries have got different aspects on it. But yeah, it's gaining a lot of ground. More people play in the UK now than 11-a-side football.
Is that true?
Yeah.
More people, that's an interesting statistic, more people play six-a-side.
You know, all the affiliated leagues and everything. There's about 200,000 people, and I believe that's more than, you know, play every Sunday morning in English football.
If you play six-a-side, if you're involved in six-a-side, we'd love you to get in touch. Tweet us at FanTV UK, #FanTV. Who are the current Euro champions, Tim?
Romania. They've been the champion for a long time.
How long?
I believe England are playing Romania in the next round, so that's a toughie. But, you know, I think England have got a good chance this year, yeah.
What's your prediction, England-Romania next round, Tim?
Well, I've got to be positive, and I am positive, and I think England will just shade it by a goal.
When was the last time Romania got beat in international competition?
In six-a-side?
Yeah.
I don't recall that they have been. They may have been beaten in a game, but you know, this is a step change moment. That's what we hope. Okay,
we're going up against a team who have quite possibly never been beaten. Tim, we are going to keep calling you because we want to find out the six-a-side progress and England's progress. Of course, all the British teams that are in the competition. Tim, just very quickly, because of course we've got Kenny Ken, our Arsenal fan tonight, and Ken, our Burnley fan. It's the night of the Kens. We're talking a lot about the money that's in the national game. Is there money in six-a-side football?
Not a huge amount. No, not at the moment. No.
Do any of the six-a-side players play full time? Are they able to be?
No, they're not allowed to be professionals. So they'll be either ex-pros or semi-pros, but they won't be full pros at the moment.
They're playing.
That may change in the future.
Sure.
But at the moment, it's not. There's not a huge amount. But we're trying to expand it.
But of course, they're playing, Tim, purely for the love of the game.
The love and the accolade and the picking up the trophy. You know.
That's come on! Is it a nice trophy?
It's yeah, of course, yeah, it's fantastic. But the latter stages are so exciting, you know, and it kicks off. There's music. It's it's the equivalent of sort of 2020 cricket to, you know, cricket.
I love it. Have to say though, Tim, he didn't sound convinced about that trophy. Yeah.
No, the trophy's great. Yeah.
I'm not having it. Tim, thank you so much. We want to speak to you again, brother. Thank you so much for Skyping in.
It's a long road for those teams, but we hope that they all meet up at some kind of interchange, you know, some spaghetti.
Quite right. Tim, good luck, brother. We'll speak to you again soon. Tim, everybody.
Thank you very much.
It is interesting, Ken, brings us back to what you were saying just now, what we were talking about during the last break. We talk about the game, we talk about all of this money that's in the game, and £100 million for one player. You've got a tournament happening out there in Hungary, six-a-side. No one's professional. They're not allowed to be. No one's making any money, Kenny Ken. They're playing six-a-side football because they love the game. That's been lost somewhere along the way, hasn't it, when it's come to the national sport?
I think what it is, right, is that everyone's got a vested interest in football, and it's not just people playing it. You've got agents who want to make money. You've got, you know, people who are making money, i.e. selling stories to the media on social media, making money out of the beautiful game. You've got people, you know, presenters and everything. The football's just global in this now. It's it's the biggest sport in the world, and unfortunately for people like, you know, Tim as well. And for what it is now is that everyone wants a connection with football, and the reason I want a connection is because of money.
Of course. Kenny, you mentioned social media there, and Ken, as a Burnley fan, I've got to ask you about the Andre Gray situation. What do you make of that? because obviously it's, you know, you look at social media, the last week, it's full of Andre Gray. Is pretty much, with regards to Burnley at least, the top story.
Quick question.
Yes.
What do you like on coincidence?
What am I like on coincidence?
Yeah, coincidence.
Oh,
Let's talk coincidence.
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Yeah, we have.
Thank you.
30 minutes into his Premier League inaugural goal.
Yeah.
It hits Daily Mail. Bless the little socks. hit 4 years ago. He posts homophobic tweets on Twitter.
It was in 2012.
That's not defending Andre Gray by any stroke of the imagination.
Of course not.
But the lad came out and apologised fully. Sean Dyche accepts his explanation, accepts the apology. Is that not enough? Oh no. The FA, bless the little socks, have now got to... What's the terminology? Tell me. Bringing the game into disrepute.
So, yeah.
Why did they not bring the game into disrepute when he finished leading goal scorer in Championship last season?
Well, in order to bring some balance, Ken, I'm sure you know that the comments were vile. They were made back in 2012. It was a long time ago. He was playing for non-league side at the time. Was it
Hinkley United?
Hinkley United, non-league side. He was 21 when he made the tweets. They were so. It would seem the issue isn't necessarily about the fact that the comments were made. It's the timing of those comments. He posted them in 2012, and now they're only coming to light now. And you smell a rat.
I could ask you a question. What were you like 4 years ago? What were I like 4 years ago?
It's a bad year for me.
What were Kenny Ken like 4 years ago?
Well,
we move on, don't we?
Yeah, the thing is, Kenny, the thing is, right, he was Andre Gray of Hinkley Town, and then he became Andre Gray of Luton Town,
yeah.
and he went to Brentford, and then he's Burnley Championship. It doesn't matter. But when he's Andre Gray of Burnley Premiership side, and that tweet is still in his handle, you would have think that what his agent should have done is gone through his Twitter handle, deleted the thing so it doesn't pop up again. He's basically left an open goal. And as we said before, social media is the most powerful thing in the world. Do you know why? Because it's free.
Yeah.
And then when it's free, anyone can access. You know, I could be like a video camera. I could be a reporter just on my little phone.
Yeah.
Social media. If I'm that way inclined, I'll post a picture, goes viral. There's my audience. It's free.
Justin, I accept freedom of speech.
Yes.
You know, there's an issue here on freedom of speech, and I accept that the comments are not right. Nobody can defend the comments. They can't. They're indefensible.
That's right.
Politically correct climate that we live in. But 4 years, the FA have actually said, agreed, it's historic. I mean, are they going to do him because he didn't pass his 11 plus?
Well, he's been charged by the FA for misconduct in respect of those comments that were made on social media in 2012. He has until the 31st of this month to respond. What's the 6 days he's got to respond?
But he's already basically, because if he's apologised for making them, so clearly he's admitted to making the remarks. He can't now backtrack, can he?
What do you think they'll do? What do you think they should do?
This is siege mentality, little old Burnley. They are going to punish little old Burnley. They do not want the little teams in the Premier League. It does not suit them. So they're going to punish Burnley. He will get probably a 15 grand fine. He'll have to go on some course for 5 weeks, and they'll give him a 3-game ban.
It's, of course, a very controversial subject. If you want to get involved on this, if you want to tweet your opinion, you can tweet us at FanTVUK. You can Skype call us on this issue or any other issue. It's your show. Fan TV channel is the Skype to ring. Thanks for that, Ken, because it is a difficult one. Thanks for your thoughts on that one. Let's go back to the celebrity wash bag. I've got clue number 2. We want you to tell us who tonight's celebrity wash bag belongs to. Clue 1 was this London map of some of the finest sites that this city has to offer, Ken, including Westminster Abbey. That's the clue there, Westminster Abbey. Clue number 2 is this cane. I believe you referred to Kenny Can as the...
Miss Whiplash.
The Miss
Whiplash.
Whiplash cane. If you recognise this cane, perhaps it's best if you keep it yourself. But if you think... Or you can just, of course, grow beans on it instead. Clue number 2, the Miss Whiplash Cane. Clue number 1, Westminster Abbey. If you think you know who tonight's celeb washbag belongs to, you can call us, Skype us, Fan TV channel. You can tweet us at FanTVUK. Remember the hashtag FanTV. We've got a quick break, 2 minutes, don't go anywhere. We are live on Sky 212, Facebook Live and YouTube all the way till 10 p.m. Good times. Ken, thanks for that, mate. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
At Marbles, we work hard to accept you and put you in control, even if you have a poor credit history. Answer a few easy questions, and our Fast Check service will tell you if you're likely to be accepted. You'll get an instant response, and it won't affect your credit rating. Marbles' free SMS alerts could help you stay in charge of your spending, and you can change your monthly repayment date up to twice a year. Marbles' Classic Card has a manageable credit limit from £250 up to £1,200. So get your application rolling at marbles.com today.
Absolutely does not want it. He wants Chelsea, he wants Liverpool, he wants Leeds United, he wants the 30, 40, 50,000 stadiums full.
But he's already got that, so why would he not want Burnley and clubs like Burnley coming up?
Because it doesn't suit the marketing image. Burnley has a population of 72,000 people. It's a little town in East Lancashire. You know, the dark satanic mills. They don't want that sort of club in the Premier League. They want the Wengers, the Arsenals. They want Sean Dyche. Yeah. And in fact, I read, we're on Sky TV, somebody said on Sky TV, a presenter who I would happily have an issue with, said Sean Dyche should leave Burnley for a bigger club.
That's what a presenter on Sky TV...
That's what she said.
You don't get that on Fan TV, let me tell you. You don't get that here. So I would never say that about Ginger Mourinho.
Burnley are in the Premier League on merit. We will be competing at Stamford Bridge on Saturday on merit. Sean Dyche is there because he deserves to be there. Burnley Football Club are there because they deserve to be there.
Quite right. You couldn't agree with that, Kenny Kane?
Well, 100%. Again, everyone knows the rules. The first two teams in the Championship get through to the Premier League automatically. Then you have a play-off where third place 6th, fourth place 5th, 2 semi-finals, home and away, final at Wembley. The winner gets the Premier League. It's the rules. And if clubs like Aston Villa and Newcastle this season can't, get straight back into the Premiership, it's because they weren't good enough. Burnley were good enough to get through.
Absolutely right. It's a simple statement of fact. Kenny Ken, when it comes to clubs like Burnley getting promoted to the Premier League, how do you feel about playing them? I mean, how do you view going to Burnley as an Arsenal fan?
Well, when you go to Burnley, it's one of these traditional grounds, like Turf Moor, very close to the pitch. And in terms of Burnley, when they're playing Arsenal, again, the extra 20%, they run more, they tackle harder. Nowadays in football now, you won't get a Premiership team that doesn't know how to defend.
Sure.
Burnley against Liverpool, the best thing that happened to them is they scored 2 goals, went 2-0 up, and then what happened is, as I was saying to Ken as well, they had what I call a triangle, basically like the bank of 4, the wingers protecting the sort of right back and left back. Then they had the midfielders tucked in, and Liverpool said, right, get through that if you can. So what Liverpool do, if you don't move the ball quickly enough, then what will happen is that Burnley don't lose their shape. And then if the ball moves quickly enough, they're relying on their defenders and midfielders to sort of rely on their fitness to try and block the spaces.
The great thing is, Ken, regardless of what Scudamore wants, Scudamore might not want you there, that could well be true, but you're competing. You've earned your place, you deserve to be there based on your results. Your results speak for themselves. You're there and you're beating the likes of Liverpool. So that's 2 fingers up to Scudamore, isn't it?
Absolutely. Sean Dyche, who we've talked about man love and all the rest of it. But on a serious note, Sean has alluded to the fact that every single game, we played Swansea. We got beat with Swansea, first game of season 1-0. Wily old Swansea manager, the Italian manager, played 4-3-3. Tactically, outdid us. Last week, Sean Dyche outdid Klopp. Fact, he did.
Yeah.
2 banks of 4, tight. You couldn't put a sparrow in between the two banks of 4. Different challenge on Saturday, of course. We're at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche is up against the Sicilian hitman, you know, Conte, doing his thing. So it's going to be interesting. And I think that's what Sean Dyche is going to do. He has the troops, believe me, he has the troops. Just one thing, we talk about stats, about Burnley only having 19%, the lowest ever possession ratio that a Premier League team has ever won.
That is a stat.
Boyd and Arfield, George Boyd and Scott Arfield, week in, week out, run more than any other player in Premier League. They did it last time we were there. They've done it already twice. George Boyd will run when the earth runs out of oxygen.
Oh, that's
He'll still be going.
That is nice.
True, he will.
Even when he can't breathe.
He can't breathe, he'll still run.
He's still going. The man can't breathe and yet he'll still
run. So that's what you're up against.
We've got another Skype caller. Hello, Skyper. Who are you and where are you Skyping from?
Hi there, I'm from Essex. I'm Scott.
Hey, Scott, how you doing, baby?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a YouTuber,
Arsenal,
mate?
My club, always going to be.
You're the YouTuber, mate.
Scott, Kenny Ken is asking, are you a YouTuber?
You're the YouTuber, aren't
Yes,
you?
yeah, I am, yeah.
Yeah, I watched one of your shows.
It's Scott the YouTuber, everybody. Scott. It's the first time Skype. Boomer! First time Skype caller. Scott, thank you so much.
That's all right.
So, have you been watching the show tonight?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Looking at some points raised, I mean, yeah, there's some good points, but I don't know. I'm not really sure if I agree with all of them.
Well, I want to ask you about something that Kenny Ken said something earlier on. I found this incredible because as a neutral, I love nothing more than an Arsene Wenger press conference. I just love the man. I do. I love. If I've got a favourite Premiership manager, it's Arsene Wenger, and he seems to be playing and toying with the journalists. He won't be drawn on the issues that they want to draw him on. And you've got Kenny Ken saying that it's got to the stage for him when Arsene is speaking at a press conference, he hits the mute button. Is that how you feel about what Arsene Wenger's got to say at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, he said something the other day about how, his priorities like to pay for the staff, and 600 staff at the club, whatever it was. And I think it's got to that point where he's just lashing out now because he's getting so sick and tired of everyone constantly saying, are we going to buy anyone? Are we going to buy anyone? And I think every time he's trying to buy someone, when the media gets involved and stuff like that, it makes it harder for him because then other clubs become more interested. So he kind of wants to keep it on the down low. He wants to keep it more private so other clubs don't get involved as much. So I kind of feel like maybe it's a good idea for him to keep it private and sort of not say as much at press conferences.
Scott, how old are you, buddy?
I'm 17.
So you're 17, so are you impressed by a young player like Rob Holding at the age of 20?
Yes, but I don't feel like he should be playing the whole season. Like, at the moment, he's literally going to be our first team centre-back, and I don't feel like he's ready. I mean, he's a great player, we can't deny that.
So do you agree? Do you agree with Kenny Ken when Arsene when Arsene Wenger wants to wax lyrical about the likes of Rob Holding? You're not necessarily reaching for the mute button, but you're not particularly interested. All you want to hear about is whether or not you're going to sign the likes of Mustafi.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I'm happy with Holding at the moment, but we can't just stick with Holding. I mean, we do really need to, find a defender like Mustafi.
Sorry, Scott, I'm just slightly distracted and I'm walking a tightrope with this because, of course, you are underage. But I just want to check, you are actually wearing trousers, aren't you? Because we can see your reflection.
I am wearing trousers. I've got shorts on. They're just, yeah.
OK, that's lovely.
It's just shorts.
We don't need to see, but thank goodness for that. Scott, let me just ask you regarding a certain Mustafi who I've just mentioned. The rumour today is that Valencia have given Arsenal the green light to sign him for 26 million. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's brilliant. I heard about that earlier, and it's been on and off. I mean, I even made a video on my YouTube talking about it and say I made it like a video. I always make videos like saying, "Oh, we've confirmed the deal," and then release them as soon as it happens. And I made a video like 2 weeks ago just because it looked so likely that it was going to happen. So I'm not going to get my hopes up too much for this because, yeah, a couple of weeks ago it looked like this is going to happen certainly. But if it does happen, absolutely brilliant. I haven't seen a lot from him, but I mean, it's got to be better than hopefully Mertesacker because I'm not really
and
a lot for
Scott, in 10 seconds, really quickly, what's your opinion on Lucas Perez? Are you remotely interested in Perez?
Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. Anyone that we can get, even if they're not even as good as Giroud, is another option. And I think for his price, it's a really, really good buy.
Scott, you've been great. Thank you so much for Skyping in. Will you Skype us in again?
Yeah, definitely, sure.
Love you much here for Scott, everybody. Fantastic. Now, Ken, you lovely man, I understand you've got a train to catch.
Squad fillers.
Thank you.
When Arsenal are talking about squad fillers,
yes,
that isn't really good, is it?
No.
You should be buying the Pogbas, shouldn't you?
Absolutely.
The Abramoviches, shouldn't you?
It's a good point. Why aren't you buying the Pogbas? You're filling your squads, but not with top world-class talent.
It's one thing. It's one thing at Arsenal begins with accountability. You buy big players with big money and big wages, with big reputation. The manager's accountable, whether it goes well or well's good. And as we all know, Arsene Wenger does not do accountability. And that's why, as long as this man is here, we will not buy the big...
Doesn't do accountability.
We will not buy the big players.
Ken, I'm going to interrupt you because I'm going to jazz off to catch a train.
He's going to jazz off. But I'm totally sure I want to know what that means, but I like the sound of it. He's jazzing off.
Take a selfie. This is for your erstwhile Hudder presenter.
Yes.
Toby.
Yes.
Who were giving it large that Burnley would get absolutely battered.
Was he really?
By Liverpool.
Was he really?
I mentioned that Liverpool was the ground hadn't been finished.
Yeah.
And he said it doesn't matter, we'll still beat you at Burnley.
Yeah.
This is for not today, 28 degrees, obviously.
Yes.
It's patented by my wife, neck warmer.
I love it.
Which he has to wear. Oxford Circus Tube Station when the wind's howling. It has to show it. It has to be put on Fan TV December or January.
Yeah.
And the other one is...
Ken, just the other day, Toby Tarrant did say to me, I've always wanted a snood. So.
And the other one is Jim Bowen. If you look on the... he has a catchphrase, this is what you could have won.
Oh.
We talked about this. This is Robbie Blake scoring against Manchester United. When I came on TV last time, we talked about this, the greatest moment in my life, the volley. He smashed it past whoever were in United goals, and we won 1-0. It's signed, and he said that Andre Gray, bless him, would not score 15 goals this season. Now, this is what he could have won.
Ken, lovely man. I cannot thank you enough. Ken, please come back.
Have a great season.
Thank you, Ken. Will you come back to the lime green sofa?
Absolutely.
Ken, everybody, give a big hand. Ken, thank you so much. Thank you, Ken. I love you. Ken is going to jazz off. His words, not mine. We're going to take a quick, short 2-minute break. Ken, are you allowed to jazz off on a train, just out of interest?
Yeah.
He says yes.
Jazz off.
Quality. We've got a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. He's jazzing off. He's jazzing off.
You know what?
In the heat of the moment, condoms aren't your first thought, but withdrawal is not an effective way to prevent pregnancy. A study estimated that only 55% of pregnancies in the UK are planned. Visit the Family Planning Association online to get informed about all contraception choices and find one that works for you. This message is supported by Durex.
Our new free time plans give you free electricity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays or Sundays. So you can do the cleaning for free. Cook a family feast for free. Or catch up on box sets for free. So switch now and you'll get a free upgrade to smart meters and free electricity 9 to 5 every Saturday or Sunday. Switch now and start saving. Call 0800 980 4045 or search British Gas Free Time.
With BT Mobile, you can get online here, here, here and here and all over the UK with 4G and Wi-Fi hotspots in more places than any other mobile provider. Better still, if you have BT broadband at home, it starts from just £5 a month with 500 megabytes of data. Or you could get 2 gigabytes of data for just £10 a month. Or even a huge 15 gigabytes of data for £20 a month. Anyone can get the great deal with BT Mobile. With 3 SIM-only plans to choose from, you're bound to find the one that's right for you. Call 0800 234 6543 or visit bt.com/SIM-only.
These thermal goggles make it easy to see why now's the perfect time to fit Everest triple glazing with Price Rewind. Fit the best. Fit Everest.
Welcome back to Fan TV. Let's hear it again for Ken from Burnley. Oh, sensational. Oh, he's just currently jazzing off on a train. We are live on Sky 212. We're live on Facebook Live, and on YouTube. Don't forget to refresh at the top of every hour because we don't want to lose you. You can get in touch. If you've ever jazzed off on a train, we would love to hear from you. Fan TV channel is the Skype. You can tweet us at Fan TV UK. If you've ever been arrested for jazzing off on a train, we would love to hear from you. You can Skype us, you can tweet us at Fan TV UK. Thanks again to Scott as well, first time Skyper. 17 years of age, Kenny Ken.
He's like a very formidable in terms of like YouTuber. He gets a lot of views, and like I said, I must admit, he does a lot of match day vlogs, and they're absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I mean, a guy that age, 17 years old, just absolutely brilliant. Because I've seen, he goes. I think there's one where he went with his dad. I watched that one, and it was, you know, like I said, we don't want to go into it, but it was nice, but it was sad as well because of, but you know, when you get Scott on, he'd probably tell you in private, but he's a very good vlogger. I really enjoy it. He's like I said, 70 years old, but you know, like I said, to have that sort of like talent and the ability to sort of produce great vlogs at that age is fantastic.
Well, Kenny Ken, all I'm saying is it was great to have him on. He's a great talker, but just next time, put some pants on. That's what I'm saying.
I swear to God, he was not wearing jeans, mate. No way. I swear to God, I could see those little chicken legs, mate. I don't know. I remember watching the show on Saturday. You had a West Ham fan, a lovely guy, mate. Yeah. But I swear to God, all I could see was him in shorts. I was thinking, like, what? Is this a runway, a catwalk, or somewhere in Paris?
Yeah, it's a bit disconcerting. I think we've got a tweet. We've got a tweet in. I think Ashley Elliott. Ashley Elliott says, Ashley. I feel almost a bit embarrassed to read that out. Ashley Elliott says he loves me. Ashley, I love you too. Don't know how old you are, but if you've ever jazzed on a train, then tweet again at Fan TV UK. Ashley Elliott, thank you so much. Here for Ashley. Lovely comment there from Ashley. Ken, I just want to go back to you because I asked you a question before Ken from Burnley came on. Loads of Kens tonight. If your name is Ken, get in touch. We want to try and get as many tweets and Skype calls from as many Kens as possible. Tweet us at Fan TV UK, hashtag Ken, if your name is Ken. Kenny Ken. Patrick Vieira, sensationally, if you just joined us, I asked you this earlier, we didn't have time for your answer, has questioned Arsenal's mentality and personality, also believes the current team lack physical strength. Sour grapes from an Arsenal legend?
Spot on. I think what's happening is that when you've got someone Patrick Vieira, who's won a lot with Arsenal, you take notice of what he's saying. Because you've got to, I always say, when people ask me about Arsene Wenger, I talk about two players that epitomise Arsene Wenger. He's been here 20 years. Two players that epitomise Arsene Wenger for various reasons. Patrick Vieira and Theo Walcott. Yeah. Patrick Vieira represents the Arsenal that was successful. We won 9 trophies under Arsene Wenger. We won 7 of them when Patrick Vieira was in the side. Now, when Arsene Wenger inherited a strong back 5, and if he includes David Seaman as a back 6, he inherited Dennis Bergkamp. Vieira was already on his way. Yeah. But what Arsene Wenger had, he had leaders, and we were a team for all seasons. So what basically, if you wanted to play football with us, we'll play football with you. But if you want to scrap, then you've got Tony Adams in there, Manuel Petit, Vieira's going to have a scrap, and then later that year we had Sol Campbell who had it, because he put Duncan Ferguson, gave Duncan Ferguson what for. Yeah. And we were a team of scrappers. Like, you had the late Gary Speed, you know, God bless his soul. Yeah. when he said when he used to play Arsenal, he was playing against players who were 6'3" and could all run 11 seconds. So that was a successful years. The second time when Vieira left and he built Cyril Fabregas, we had the sort of tiki-taka, you know, Barcelona, where teams basically weren't facing that sort of physical strength.
Yeah.
And then that's the Walcott years, and that's our unsuccessful years. You know, we moved to Emirates, and basically we play this tiki-taka style. We basically don't concentrate in defence. We concentrate all that on sort of the last third of the field. We don't have holding midfielders and any leaders. So what's happened is that we go into games tactically undercooked, and since then, proof's in the pudding. We're not as successful as we were before.
Kenny Ken, that's a great answer. Thank you so much. I'm just hearing a breaking Broomer in my ear. Broomer! Apparently, I'm hearing, here's the hot Broomer, Soko might be coming to Arsenal from Newcastle. Have you heard anything about that?
Soko.
Is it? How do you pronounce it?
Is it Sissoko?
Soko.
Sissoko. Are you talking about Sissoko?
Right. Let me go to our Skype because we've got a Newcastle fan on the Skype.
Sissoko.
Newcastle fan, are you there?
Hello. How are you doing?
We're here. All the better for speaking to you, lovely man. We're hearing Broomers. Give us the Broomer as you hear it. Something about, is it Sissoko going to Arsenal?
No, it's the first I've heard, but to be honest, Kenny Ken, you can have him, mate.
Have him. Oh, thanks a lot. I'll take him. You know what? I'll send a cab and bring him all the way back because his performances in the European Championships were sensational.
So he fooled everyone. Yeah. Crack on with him, mate. Yeah.
but we don't need a midfielder. We want a striker.
Mate, you don't need him.
We need a striker.
You don't need him at all.
Well, so Kenny Ken's saying that, like, they don't need him and you don't want him. Is that the case according to you?
Look, Sissoko checked out months and months ago. Yeah, his agent came out at the start of this summer, started talking about loyalty.
Yeah.
He's trying to wrap up a move to you guys, Arsenal, pretty much every single transfer window. Look, 35 million. He's yours, and I think you'll go for that kind of money in this in the market currently. But we bought him for about 1.9 million. So, look, he's a kind of guy that when he's on form, he's unplayable. But he'll play one of those games probably twice a season, if that. Honestly, very inconsistent, and he'll infuriate you, which will be quite enjoyable for me.
In what way, if the Broomer is to be believed and Sissoko does end up at Arsenal, in what way will he infuriate them?
Oh, look, right. Arsenal have been renowned under Wenger the last 20 years or so for playing silky football, very technical based, attacking. Sissoko, he's a bit cumbersome. He does not have a deft first touch. He's completely bereft of that craft, what to say? What I'm trying to say is, just that deft touch, I guess that flair, that he just hasn't got that those subtle touches that he just doesn't. He bumbles through. Basically, if you look at most of his runs, the reason he gets past a player is because he's taken too big a touch and he's gone. He just bumbles past the football because he's massive. He's built like a unit, bit like you, Kenny Ken.
So you're saying that Arsenal could be spending £35 million on a midfield bumbler?
They might as well get Kenny Ken. I guarantee he'll put more of an effort in.
Unbelievable. Kenny Ken, how do you respond to that? Little bit of trash talk.
Well, I must say though, I was a box-to-box midfielder in my younger days. I loved to tackle. I was, I could play the holding role.
Nice.
Could score a few goals from midfield. Hey, pay me about 100 grand a week. I'm yours, Arsenal.
And you're the bumble away, bumble on.
I'm all yours, Arsenal.
Don't insult yourself, Kenny Ken. You're worth at least 150, mate.
Very good. Let me ask you about Janmaat. Janmaat, you've just got promoted to Watford, and you've bought Yedlin, the American, from Tottenham, who's going to be playing at left back, I understand. How do you feel about those two decisions? Janmaat out, Yedlin in.
Yeah, look, Janmaat is another one who checked out at the start of the summer. It makes me feel better, and no disrespect to Watford, that he has gone to Watford because, I've got greatest respect for Watford, but you can guarantee Janmaat and his agent were probably expecting to go to a bigger club, perhaps. Yedlin, I know that he's a bit of a speed demon. He's very athletic. I've got Sunderland friends who tell me that he's sort of tactically improved under Allardyce. I've seen like a few vines and things of his speed, which I was always aware of.
Yeah.
He might not be the most defensively reliable, but I think if there's any coach going to get the best out of him, it's going to be Rafa Benitez. So I'd like to say it is a downgrade, but I think the fact that Yedlin does want to play for us and Janmaat didn't probably narrows that talent gap a bit, if that's fair to say.
I've got to ask you about last Saturday's game at Ashton Gate. What did you make of it? You were, of course, playing my side, Bristol City.
Yeah, good timing that I'm on then. It seemed like one of those pretty scrappy away wins.
Yeah.
I think we basically scored with our only shot on target.
Yeah.
Gale proven himself. I mean, I had my doubts about him to an extent. I still do. I think he's very much a confidence player. But it's great to see Diarmi and him linking up. Diarmi with the assist over.
Yeah.
We still haven't found top gear. I think it's fair to say so far. We've still got a few signings to make, certainly creative players. We're looking at a left back as well, Lazar from Palermo. I think today is a big rumour. But I trust that our squad is good enough, and I think we've got to believe in the. Look, we lost our first home game at St James's Park. It was a capacity crowd, championship record, and then for the Reading game, the 4-1, we still had upwards of 47,000 in there. I mean, that's twice what some Premier League teams are getting. So you can always rely on Newcastle fan base, 12th man, etc. There's still optimism around the Raffolution, but revolutions take time, and we'll just be patient. We're not deluded fans like a lot of the media in London think. We just want a team that tries and gives their all for the shirt. But I think it's going to be a long season to go, but I think we'll be up there.
So you're saying the Raffolution marches on?
Viva la Revolution!
Oh, that is lovely. Thank you, brother. Please Skype us again. Pleasure talking to you. Ken, you are going to love this. We got breaking news, and it's big for you Arsenal fans. Arsenal agree to sign La Coruña striker Perez after meeting the buyout of 17.1 million. Big breaking news live here on Fan TV, Sky 212. We're going to talk all about that after this very short 2-minute break. Good times. They said it was going to happen, and it's happened 17.1 million.
Every now and then, it's important to give oneself a good old clear out, whatever that means. What? Uh-oh. No! I'll just keep it tea. A tasty cup of green tea. Delicious.
Right.
Jacket. With 50 free spins to get you rolling, there's only one mobile casino that gives you that real Vegas feeling. Leo Vegas.
Gone to Vegas. Leave a message.
Join today and go to Vegas whenever you like. Leo Vegas, king of mobile casino.
Yes! 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 Oh, yes!
Ah, the sound of being accepted for a Luma credit card. At Luma, we've now said yes to 200,000 people. So if you've got poor credit, you could be accepted too. With credit limits up to £1,500 and no annual fee, at Luma, we say yes to someone every 6 minutes. So for a response in 60 seconds, go to luma.co.uk today. Luma, what would yes mean to you?
Yes!
What? I'm so sorry, I thought you were a chair. Sorry.
Our breakfasts are freshly prepared, even if you're not. Like the all-in-one breakfast wrap. McDonald's. We make breakfast.
Quarabag? Quarabag? Welcome back to Fan TV. We are live until 10 p.m. on Sky 212. I'm JLC, welcome. Kenny Ken, the sensational Kenny Ken, is the night of the Kens, is still perched there on our lime green sofa. We've got UEFA Europa League qualifying full-time scores in. FK Quarabag they beat IFK Göteborg. See, I'm going to struggle with these. I'm going to struggle. I'm not going to pretend. Courtesy of Sport Lobster, we've got these results in. Thank you, Sport Lobster. Let's give another one a try. The full-time score, Brondby IF against Panathinaikos. Thank you. Touch me. Thank you very much.
Touch.
Nailed that one. That was 1-1, and let's give you one more. Grasshoppers Zurich lost at home to Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce.
Thank you very much indeed. Fenerbahce, cheeky. Fenerbahce beat Grasshoppers Zurich 2-0. Just a few of the scorelines from the UEFA Europa League qualifying. The one that I can pronounce, West Ham are losing 1-0 to Astra. So all you Hammers fans out there, you'll be aware of this already, I'm sure. Currently losing 1-0 to Astra. Kenny Ken, let me come back to you. Interesting talking to our Newcastle fan about the breaking news.
Well, yeah,
or the Broomer.
Well, it's just, like I said, Broomer. But it just shows you one thing, is that players like, Yalmat and Sissoko put in just another 10%, they'll be playing Premiership football.
Absolutely.
And that, I agree with him, because, like I said, Newcastle fans are very passionate fans. It's a one club, one city, 52,000 fans, and to be relegated twice in about 6 years is a disgrace. It's an absolute 7 years is a disgrace.
Well, let's talk, sorry Kenny Ken, let's talk breaking news, because the big breaking news, of course, before the break, it is now official, and we were talking about it a lot with you, Kenny Ken, at the top of the show tonight. You've actually made a signing. Arsenal have signed someone. They've signed someone. It's Perez. You correct me, of course, on my pronunciation. You've got him for, it was rumoured 17.1 million. You've signed him from Deportivo for 17.1 million.
As I said, it's one of those things where when Man United signed Pogba, there was excitement.
Yeah.
Like I said, you didn't have to watch, YouTube videos. You heard of Pogba. You know about his quality. You know that in 3 or 4 years' time, he's probably going to be the best midfielder in the world, because he's got that to his game.
Do you think he will, in your opinion?
I think Pogba's worth every penny.
Worth every penny?
Every penny.
89 million.
Every penny. I was on a show with actually some few mates of Chelsea fans, and a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, he didn't look like that sort of player in the Euros." Well, let's go through it forensically. Before, the first game against Romania, yes, he was off the pace, but when he had Kante alongside him, he was playing a very advanced role in midfield. And then when Kante got suspended after getting 2 bookings against the Republic of Ireland, Sissoko came in the team. Sissoko went and advanced. Pogba now becomes the holding player. So he's had to limit his game, but he showed another facet to his game. And under a coach like Jose Mourinho, he's only going to get better. You only have to look at his performances at Juventus.
Yeah.
And they were sensational. It's sensational. You can't say that the Italian league wasn't strong, because Juventus got to the 2015 Champions League final where they lost to Barcelona.
But Kenny Ken, isn't it positive? Isn't it not a positive sign if Arsene Wenger has made Lucas Perez a top target? He's got his top target. He's achieved his goal.
Well, everyone in football knows that Lucas Perez, as Ken says, is a squad filler. And if Arsene Wenger was scouting this guy for a long time, then I might as well be watching Coronation Street then, because because there's no way that Lucas Perez was his top target. Don't get me wrong. You have a list of targets. You have a top target, and you go down your list, and obviously you're gonna have your scouts who are watching games all over Europe. Lucas Perez is a good player. He's scored, like I said, 17 La Liga goals, 10 assists. He's created 72 chances. He can operate down the left and can operate, sort of at an advanced role. So, again, the question is he better than Giroud? As a centre forward, no, he's not. But he's got other facets to his game.
Do you rate Giroud, though? Do you really rate Giroud? Well, can I be honest with you? Yeah. I watched the Euros the same as every other football fan. I thought Giroud was rubbish. I think he's slow.
Well, I've got a good mate of mine, you might know him, he calls him the lamppost. And he says that he spends more time, doing his hair and probably like preening himself. But if
he's got no pace.
Yeah, but if he was
so slow.
Yeah, but in defence of Giroud, you've got to look at Giroud's advance. And like, if people did their research, they'll realise that Giroud was playing in lower leagues of France, and like 6 years ago, he was playing for Tours, then he played for Montpellier, and he wasn't even playing for the French under-21 sides because he wasn't deemed as good enough. And he's worked his way up to an international, worked his way up to Arsenal. For Giroud, that is a fantastic advert in his career.
Yeah,
however,
the trajectory
is good. But however, 16 league goals do not win you the title. When Man United won a title with RVP, he basically, one season he got 30 goals for us, next season he's got 30 goals for Man United. They win a title. That's what wins your titles.
Kenny, you'll like this. We've got a tweet just in. According to @the2 Network, Kenny Ken would be a better signing than Sissoko. He would be a better signing than Sissoko. Let's find out. Let's get the Fan TV keepy-uppy ball. I'm springing this on you, Kenny.
Oh, no. What?
Okay, Kenny Ken, please mind the cameras and the lights.
This is embarrassing.
The Fan TV ball. This is @the2 Network. Kenny Ken would be a better signing than Sissoko. Let's prove it. Please watch the cameras and the lights.
Put the ball right there.
All right, he's got it. Okay, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. He's got 5. That is quality. Let's hear it for Kenny Ken. Sensational. On the Pogba keepy-uppy scale, that makes you worth 140 million. That is absolute quality. Kenny Ken, I did genuinely spring that on you. Thank you so much. And a great tweet from the 2 Network, who once again says Kenny Ken would be a better signing than Sissoko. Based on that, the 2 Network, please retweet @FanTV UK and let us know if you stick by those words. Sissoko, you're totally uninspired by that certain Broomer because you don't need anybody in midfield, Kenny Ken. That's what you're saying.
Our midfield is extremely strong, especially when we get everyone fit. It's what I call a team for all seasons. We now got a holding midfielder. We've got the 2 deep line creative players. We've got Xhaka now who can play deep line creative role. Wilshere can play deep line creative role. Also, he can play behind the front 2. We've got Santi Cazorla, he's the brain of the side, who's basically a player we missed. He's the most vital player. We've got Ozil who can play the sort of number 10 role. You've got Ramsey who can play number 10 role. If you want Ramsey to play on the wides, you've got him. You can play wide or left. You've got Yox on the right-hand side. It's a team for all season. It's an extremely strong side. We basically need a spine.
So you're uninspired by Lucas Perez.
Yes.
You wouldn't want Sissoko. Let's throw another name into the mix, Toprak. That's another Broomer. Have you heard this one?
Yeah, he's a Turkish player. Turkish player.
Rumour today, Toprak looks likely to join you for 14 million.
Again,
Bayern Leverkusen, I think he plays.
Yeah, he plays for Bayern Leverkusen. But again, it's a squad player, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what we really need at Arsenal is that if you've got a 60,000 stadium, you're a massive club, albeit a smaller, big club. Sorry, you should be going for bigger players than that.
Don't be sorry, I could talk to you all night. Just really quickly, if you sign Mustafi for 26 million, would that make you happy?
Yes, because Rob Holding can learn his trade by playing in the Carling Cup and playing in the Dead Rubbers in the Champions League. That's what I want. A young player shouldn't be thrown into the deep.
Kenny Ken, you're fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure. You are going to be our correspondent for Arsenal all year. Kenny Ken, everybody.
Thank you very much.
I love you, brother. Thank you so much, Kenny Ken.
Pleasure being here.
Kenny Ken, everyone.
Hey, can I just ask you a question?
Very quickly, we've got 5 seconds.
How was it like? What was it like to be on the Kenny Ken show? Because I'm just interviewing you now.
I loved it.
Did you like being my guest?
Everybody touch somebody. Everybody touch somebody.
Touch.
Do it at home. Everybody touch somebody. This is Fan TV. Back in 2 minutes. Good times. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you, Kenny Ken. Right. Thank you so much.
I'm here with these. You stay in charge of your spending, and you can change your monthly repayment date up to twice a year. Marbles Classic Card has a manageable credit limit from £250 up to £1,200. So get your application rolling at marbles.com today.
Battle commenced. Enemy gaining. Strike now. with Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
After thinking I was paying too much for my glasses, I just went home and went direct to Glasses Direct.
Me too. And us.
Ooh, fireman. Anyway, I chose from hundreds of frames from £25 with lenses. And I took their free home trial too. 4 pairs to try out at home for free.
We did that.
Test drive your new glasses today.
They're great.
And see if you could save at glassesdirect.co.uk.
What about car insurance? Imagine this fantastic website where you can check out a shed load of companies.
Be fantastic, would that?
None of those annoying pop-up adverts.
Nothing fantastic about them, Boris.
The exact right quote in minutes.
Fantastic is the word, Boris.
Go compare. Enjoy your wheels. Fantastic deals that you know where.
You'll soon discover your ideal cover.
Nothing quite compares to Go Compare.
Fantastic!
Growing strawberries is about patience and choosing your moment. When our strawberries are ripe, it's a race against the clock to get them picked when they are at their prime freshness. We can get these strawberries picked, dispatched and into the little store the next day. Well, most of them anyway.
Everest are rewinding selected prices back to 1991 with Price Rewind. So fast forward to everest.co.uk today.
You just so dirty. You were so dirty. Welcome back to Fan TV. I'm Justin Lee Collins. Hello. We're live on Sky 212 all the way till 10 p.m. If you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube, don't forget, refresh at the top of every hour. We don't want to lose you. We've had some fantastic guests tonight. We've had all the Kens. Big thank you to Kenny Ken and Ken, our brilliant Burnley fan. Thank you to all our Skype callers. If you want to get involved on the Skype, Fan TV channel is the Skype, Fan TV channel. If you want to tweet at Fan TV UK, remember the hashtag Fan TV. We've got a tweet in right now. Shall I read it now? Let's do it. Adam Lee Palmer says, my name isn't Ken, but some say I look like a young Ken Barlow. Not my words, Adam Lee Palmer's words. That's lovely. Shall we introduce our next 3 guests to the lime green sofa? They're Chelsea fans. Let's say hello to Ben, Patrick and Gary. Come on in, guys. How you doing, Ben?
Yeah, mate, how's it going?
Lovely to see you, baby. How you doing? Patrick,
Yeah.
lovely, baby. Gary, thank you very much indeed. We'll talk Chelsea in a brief memento, but first, let me introduce you to our celebrity washbag. I've given you 2 clues this evening as to the identity of tonight's washbag owner. The first clue was a programme, a brochure, if you like, nice, thank you, touch me, make it gentle, of Westminster Abbey. The second clue was this Miss Whiplash stick. That's what Kenny Ken called it, a Miss Whiplash stick. And clue 3, if I go into the, just put a stick down there, if I go into the celeb wash bag, that's a cheeky clue this, it's a robot. Clue 3 is a robot, or if you're my dad, a robot. Weird thing, can't quite pronounce robot, but that's my dad, I love him. So clue 1 is a programme, Westminster Abbey. Clue 2, a beanpole or a Miss Whiplash stick. Clue 3, a cheeky robot. If you have any ideas who the celeb wash bag belongs to, Skype your answer. Skype us, Fan TV channel. Tweet your answer at Fan TV UK. Chelsea boys, Ben, Patrick, Gary, don't give it away, but do you think you know who tonight's celeb wash bag belongs to?
No. Did he used to play for Liverpool? I think I do.
You think, well, Patrick thinks he's got it. Gary may have just given us another clue. I genuinely don't know.
I think he used to play for Liverpool.
Right, Gary thinks he genuinely doesn't know that our celebrity wash bag owner tonight maybe used to play for Liverpool. That could be another clue, or it could be a bum steer. Get in touch. It could be a red herring if you think you know who the celeb wash bag belongs to. Also, if you're jazzing on a train tonight, like Ken from Burnley, we want to hear from you as well. You can tweet at Fan TV UK. You can Skype call us on the Fan TV channel. Chelsea boys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure. Have you been enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, big shoes to fill from Kenny. Yeah.
Listen, you're under pressure from the last guest. I've got to tell you, Kenny Ken, big old shoes to fill, eh?
They are.
He was on fire. He was dynamite.
I actually believed it was his show. I thought we was going to be with him next.
Me too. But next week, if you're on again, you could be on with him. Unbelievable. Listen, if you don't fill those shoes, it could be Michael Owen time. Let's talk Chelsea. Are you happy with the season start so far, Ben?
Yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm happy with Conte's decisions as of when we've come 1-0 down and it's got to 1-1. He's made them decisions.
Whoa, hang on a minute. Whoa, what's this? What on earth is this? It's Michael Owen time. We're bored already. Joking. It's just a silly joke. Just a silly joke there. We just wanted to see if it worked. They've sprung that, not just on you, they've sprung it on me. Thanks, team. Hey, let's not forget, as United London FC would say, teamwork makes the dream work. That was just sprung on me as well as you.
Come on, Ben, pick it up, son.
Kamal, it's your fault. It's Kamal. Classic Kamal. Unbelievable, Michael Owen there. Ben, you will probably never have to see that again. I'm so sorry, mate. We were just trying something out. Sorry, back to you.
It wasn't funny. I'm not even getting paid for this.
Oh, you lovely man. I will give you a big soppy kiss, though. He hates it. He hates it.
Patrick would have it.
Patrick could take it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is coming your way. Teamwork makes the dream work. Patrick, let me ask you. You are letting in goals, and that surely is something troubling. I'm a Bristol City fan. I'm not a Bristol Rovers fan, even though obviously they're from my hometown. I've got a lot of time for them as well. They gave you a great game, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, what the main problem is we seem to be letting all these players go out on loan. Yeah. I think we hit 30 plus again this summer. Yeah. And clearly they have had a main defensive target in mind, but they don't seem to be able to actually bring that player. I mean, they're going public with quite a few bids now. I think it was that AC Milan player yesterday. Don't really know how to pronounce his name, Romagnoli or something like that. Yeah, Romagnoli, I think it's Romagnoli. Defender, AC Milan, I was going to bring that up anyway. AC Milan have rejected Chelsea's latest bid of £34 million for a defender. You're going to have to stump up even more money if you want to secure his services. How do you feel about that? Well, it's the same with that Koulibaly as well, because I mean, I think at one point they were talking above 50 million. Yeah. I mean, that's going past our record. I mean, the last time we spent that was on Torres. But I think
that works out all right.
Yeah. I think what the problem is that
business.
until Zuma comes back, who is without a doubt the best defender at our club, and I think most Chelsea fans will agree with me there. Until he comes back, if John Terry or Gary Cahill has picked up an injury, the only person who can cover is Ivanovic, and he is currently playing at right back. So, and if he has to come in, then we've got to put Aina in, who I think is a great player, but I don't think he's ready. Say if Terry or Cahill picks up a long-term injury until Zuma comes back, Aina's not ready to play that many games.
Yeah. Aina makes his competitive his competitive debut against Rovers. I don't know if you saw that game. Were you there?
We were there, yeah.
You were there. What did you make of it?
He played well, but you can still see he's quite inexperienced. So we definitely need a bit more experience in that sort of position. Like Ashley Aqueta can obviously cover left back and right back. So like Patrick said, you know, if Ivanovic does have to come into the centres, then we will bring him in. Yeah. But we do need some. I think last season we rash-buyed when we brought a left back. Bamaram. We obviously let our other right back go. So what was his name?
Did you?
What was his name?
Did you think he got a little bit lucky against Bristol Rovers? Do you think he could have sneaked a draw?
No. I think it's just a case of not being clinical enough, which was again the problem with last season. I think in games like that where you've got sort of the smaller club, there's always going to be the chances, and they did take them, which is fair enough to them. But
they gave it the beans, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean they
really did.
The two goals I mean obviously the second was a penalty, but the first was a great set piece, and I think what their problem is if they're going to take time to work on this defensively, then they need to be scoring more goals. Yeah. Which I think Batshuayi looked really good. I think if he steps up, he could in a game like that he probably could be scoring 4 or 5, and I just think maybe
if they were to be a bit more clinical, Moses hitting it a bit more, I think Pedro probably needs to be a bit more selfish because sometimes he gets into great positions.
Well, let's talk about Victor Moses, you just mentioned. He got himself on the score sheet for the first time in over 3 years. Having said that, he spent the last 3 seasons on long loan spells. But he's played, what, all 3 games? Has he played, Moses?
He's come on as a sub.
He's played in all
Well, he's started the one at Bristol, but...
He's still only 25, so could this be the start of a resurgence for him, Gary?
He was a big part of our pre-season, and obviously if you've got Willian and Hazard going at it solidly for 70 minutes, you're going to have to bring on another winger. Do you know what I mean? You can't play them literally running their socks off, trying to defend, trying to get forward.
Yeah.
And then it's brilliant. We can bring on Moses, and he can get things going a bit more. He's the type of player that's going to try and beat people as well, rather than our other 2 wingers that are going to try and cut in all the time.
Bearing in mind that he's not been with you for the last 3 years, he's been out on loan. Why do you think Conte has shown so much faith in this one particular player?
It's hard to say, really, because obviously he didn't really impress really on any of his really loan spells.
I think he did all right at West Ham at the start of last season, but I think probably the main thing for Conte is Victor Moses. Probably the gap between talent and him and Hazard and Willian is there, but the one thing you can't fault with Moses is his work rate is absolutely phenomenal.
Sure.
Like he's such a powerful player as well. When he gets the ball, he can run at players. He'll beat most players for pace, but he as soon as he loses it, he will work his socks off to get it back. And I think that's probably the difference. I think Willian does it a lot. Hazard doesn't really. I think that was probably his main problem last season. But I think that's probably why Conte quite likes him, because that's part of his style, the physical, the pressing. When we haven't got the ball, that's what Moses does, and I think that's probably why he'll give him a chance this season.
You've played, I think, 3 games this season so far. You're currently unbeaten. You've won all 3, but also you've let in, I think, is it 4 goals, including the 2 against Bristol Rovers. So you've yet to keep a clean sheet. Do you have a problem in defence, or is there a problem in goal, or a bit of both, Ben?
I think it's obviously there is a little bit of a problem in defence, but I don't think people will say that's not true. But I don't think Courtois' ready. I think we should have kept Cech for a couple more years. I don't think Courtois' up for it yet, and I do think Begovic needs a chance more to be number 1 than Courtois at the moment. I don't think Courtois' doing it. Well, and he didn't do it for Belgium either.
Sure.
I don't think he done it for Belgium. I think he's the weak link out of all 5 of them when it comes to the back 4 and the goalkeeper.
Well, there's a certain goalkeeper by the name of Joe Hart who could be very soon available. He's looking for a home. How do you feel about that as a prospect?
It might have been up in the air, but Chelsea just announced that Eduardo from Zagreb a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, that was today, wasn't it?
He's 33, so that's just another 1-year deal like Amelia was last year. So I don't think they'll be in the market for anyone, but I think Ben's right in that. But I think it's been made noticeable that Courtois has been getting quite a lot of stick, and he has for the last couple. I think go back to the start of last season, he got sent off on the opening day. Yeah. And to be fair to Begovic, he did get a run in the squad, but he wasn't really keeping clean sheets either. I know it's not just his fault, but I think we haven't been able to get that stability back since Cech left.
Sure.
The thing with Courtois is we got to look to the future. You know, he's a young goalkeeper, and that's what we need. We need another stint like we had with Peter Cech, with 10 years in goal. He's going to shore up the defence. He'll know every single one of them. He should then grow as a player. But that's what Chelsea need to be doing. They need to be bringing these players on and letting them have a chance. You know, last season we weren't competing for anything. So, you know, the mistakes I don't really think were that bad. They didn't cost us anything, really.
I'm just going to jump in there, guys, because we've got another quick break coming up. But before we get to the break, more chat with the Chelsea boys, of course, after. Let's just go back to our celebrity wash bag, because we do have another clue. Nobody has managed to correctly identify who tonight's celebrity wash bag belongs to yet. To recap, clue number 1 was the programme Westminster Abbey. Clue 2 was the Miss Whiplash stick. Thanks to Kenny Ken for that. Clue 3 was the robot. Take a look at clue 4. It's coming up on your screen now. Look at that. I tell you what this is. Hang on a minute, it's on our screen. There we go, it's the Virgin Mary. There we go, clue number 4 is the Virgin Mary. That's all 4 clues, I think, tonight. If you think you know who tonight's Celeb Wash Bag belongs to, you can Skype us. Fan TV channel is the Skype Fan TV channel, and you can, of course, tweet your answer to @FanTVUK, #CelebrityWashbag, #FanTV. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, or 3-minute break, slightly longer, but don't go anywhere. We're live on Sky 212 all the way till 10 p.m. We'll be back right after this. Good times. The Virgin Mary.
I'm here with these thermal goggles to show you how much heat these old double glazed windows lose compared to Everest triple glazing.
Look where they're leaking all their heat from. You'll see on the right side here, the Everest triple glazed windows keep it inside where it belongs. That's because their 5-chamber profile and extra pane of glass help make them Everest's warmest window ever. And they're now available at $19.91 prices with Price Rewind. Fit the best. Fit Everest.
In the heat of the moment, condoms aren't your first thought. But withdrawal is not an effective way to prevent pregnancy. A study estimated that only 55% of pregnancies in the UK are planned. Visit the Family Planning Association online to get informed about all contraception choices and find one that works for you. This message is supported by Durex.
Engaging conversations and a shot at finding the one. That's why I'm on Elite Singles.
EliteSingles.co.uk for single professionals.
Game of War. Play for free on the App Store.
Don't talk to me about home insurance. I mean, wouldn't it be fantastic if there was some website
Fantastic, yeah.
where you could simply check out a whole bunch of companies and get exactly the right deal
Fantastic, yeah.
in a matter of minutes?
Go compare. Fantastic cover you'll discover when you're there. You know you order for your bricks and mortar. Nothing quite compares to Go Compare.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
With 50 free spins to get you rolling. There's only one mobile casino that gives you that real Vegas feeling. Leo Vegas. Join today and go to Vegas whenever you like. Leo Vegas, king of mobile casino.
At Luma, we say yes to someone every 6 minutes. So for a response in 60 seconds, go to luma.co.uk today.
Exactly. Welcome back to Fan TV. We are live on Sky 212, Facebook Live and YouTube. And my friends, we finally have a winner of tonight's Celebrity Wash Bag. And he's only on the Skype. I think it's Ginger Luke. Are you there, Ginger Luke?
Of course I am, baby!
Oh, it's Ginger Luke! I love you so much, baby. How are you doing?
I am all good, baby, all good. Looking forward to going to Ashton Gate the weekend to play you lot.
Yes, brother. I might see you there. I don't know yet. I've not managed to get myself a ticket, but hopefully I might see you there. Let's just do the celeb wash bag. Before you reveal your answer, Ginger Luke, we'll just recap it for the fans at home. Clue number 1 tonight was Westminster Abbey. Clue 2 was the stick. Clue 3 was the robot. The 4th and final clue was an image of the Virgin Mary. And we can reveal that the owner of tonight's Celeb Wash Bag is Robot Abbey Virgin Stick. Lovely. Was that your answer, Ginger Luke?
Peter Crouch I went for.
Oh, Peter Crouch. Nope, sorry. It was Robot Abbey Virgin Stick. So if anyone at home correctly identified Robot Abbey Virgin Stick, who plays for the Czech Republic as the owner of tonight's Celeb Wash Bag, well done you. Well done, Ginger Luke. Of course, it's Crouchy. Peter Crouch.
Ben, our Chelsea fan during the break, also correctly identified who tonight's washbag belonged to. So, are you excited, Ginger Luke, for the big game at Ashton Gate in Bristol this coming Saturday?
Oh, I'm very excited because it was a cheap ticket, probably the cheapest I've paid for the last year.
How much did you pay for your ticket, Luke?
24 quid it cost me, cheapest I've paid all season, so I'm buzzing.
And Luke, I'll tell you what, mate, we've got a lovely new ground.
I'm looking forward to it, first trip up there, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a tough game because we're missing 2 key players, but I reckon we could grind out a result, but you're looking decent and all.
We are, Ginger Luke. Honestly, I was there with my dad and PC Donut, my eldest son, my 11-year-old, and PC Donut said his pre-game prediction was 1-1, which I wasn't sure about, but I'll tell you what, we could have sneaked a draw against Newcastle last Saturday. We really could have.
Well, from what I seen during the highlights, you were all over them at certain points in the game. You were lucky not to get a draw, but I reckon Villa will grind out a result Saturday, to be honest.
You're confident you'll get it?
I'm confident we'll get it. It won't be by a mile. I reckon it'll be like 1-0, 2-1. It will be a tough game.
Ginger Luke, who are you going to be missing on Saturday? Who's not going to make the team on Saturday?
We're missing 2 of our key players who have played really well the last couple of games, Aaron Tishibola and Rudy Kosted. But we've also got a little Broomer for you.
Broomer!
We've been linked with Abdel Hernandez from Hull City. It's been bouncing around the last couple of days now.
Hernandez from Hull City has been linked with a move to Aston Villa.
Yes.
Right, I love this, Broomer. Give us more deets, Ginger Luke. We love the deets.
Well, it's been bouncing around for the last couple of weeks now, and there's been rumours from them about Michael Richards going to Hull City so we can fund the transfer fee for Abdel Hernandez.
Oh, that's interesting.
Bouncing around.
Is that likely? Richards going, how likely is that?
That's very likely. I'd love to see the back of him, to be honest. He was poor last season.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see the back of him.
He's not your favourite player, Luke, by some stretch.
He's not my favourite player, but it's time to shift him off. Get some money from him, I'll be happy.
So you'd be excited if this Broomer that you've given us tonight is true?
I'll be very excited. I'll be really excited. I don't reckon it'll happen just yet. I reckon it'll happen on transfer deadline day. We'll do it like that.
I've got a Broomer for you. Well, actually, this might be fact. I'm not sure. You'll probably know more than me. What are your thoughts on Villa's bid rejected by West Ham for Enner Valencia? Have you heard that one?
I have heard that bouncing around for the last couple. I heard it on the radio this morning. I don't reckon he'll come to Villa because West Ham are low on strikers as it is. I've got a load of injuries. They're missing Dimitri Payet.
Yeah.
And a few other main key players. I don't reckon he'll come.
I've got no information regards to any kind of price tag attached. Have you heard anything about that on the Broomer front?
I haven't heard much about a price tag because I don't know what his value's worth.
No, me either. I got nothing on that. I don't know if the Chelsea boys have heard anything, but that's my Broomer.
Question to ask the Chelsea boys, actually.
Let's have it. Do it, Ginger Luke.
Do you think still some of the mentality from last season, because you obviously had a poor season, it's still in that dressing room at the minute, because you have conceded quite a few goals?
Last season we would have struggled to come from behind. It wouldn't have happened, but this season we have. The manager's putting that into them. So, I mean, but going behind in the games is, I think, we've definitely got something to work on there.
What's your answer, Patrick?
Yeah, I don't think... I think it's hard to say that's still there, because I think if you put in the two Premier League games we've had so far, last season we conceded to West Ham in the 83rd minute, 80th minute, whatever it was. We would not have come back and won that. And the same with the Watford game. If we were 1-0 down in the 80th minute, there's absolutely no way last season that we would have turned that around.
It's a good question from you, Ginger Luke. Let me ask you this. If you were playing Chelsea on Saturday and not Bristol City, would you fancy your chances?
You have to give that one 50-50 because they're only 2 games into the season. We'll probably be more prepared than them. We're 4 games in now.
Well, the thing is, though, Luke, they've played 3, and thus far, they've yet to keep a clean sheet. They let in 2 goals against Bristol Rovers.
That's a cup game. Anything can happen in cup games. It's just to decide what your best team is. It's the league that matters. Because come the end of the season, Chelsea are going to be up there challenging for that title, I reckon.
Would you agree with that? Ginger Luke thinks you'll be up there challenging. Ben, do you think you'll be up the top end?
Yeah, we'll definitely be in top 3, I think.
Ginger Luke, always a legend. Thank you so much for Skyping in. Hopefully I'll see you down at Ashton Gate on Saturday.
Hopefully.
Enjoy the match, enjoy my beautiful city, and you're going to love our new stadium.
Of course.
I love you, baby. Will you Skype us in again?
I love you, baby, too. See you later.
It's Ginger Luke, everybody. I love him. There's a Broomer coming in. Broomer. Big Broomer. That is lovely. And that is all CGI. That's not even me. I'm not even kidding. We're receiving reports that a man wearing a Burnley shirt has been arrested on the 9 p.m. train out of Euston. We'll bring you more on that as soon as we hear anything. They're calling it Jazzgate. Don't know. Well... More on that story when we hear it. If you've got any information on Jazzgate, please have no fear. Tweet it to us. We'll read it out at FanTV UK. Or like Ginger Luke, if you want to get involved in tonight's show, we're live. We're on till 10. We are totally unaffiliated, like the Chelsea boys, like all the Kens tonight. You can come on and you can talk about whatever you want. The Skype is FanTV channel. But even better than that, we would love to have you on the FanTV lime green sofa. We are a totally unaffiliated fan show. It's your show. It's all about you. If you'd like to be on the green sofa, like the Chelsea boys tonight, like the Kens, then get in touch. Skype FanTV channel. You can tweet at FanTV UK or get on our website. I think we put the web up there, fantv.me. And you have to confirm, boys. It's a lovely sofa, and it feels really comfy on your sweet bot, Ben. Is what you said to me during the last break. Not my words. Ben said, "I'll tell you what, Justin. This sofa feels quite comfy on my sweet bot."
I meant that as well.
Oh, I love it so much. Let me ask you, Ben. Any Broomers that you'd like to bring to the floor tonight? Any big Chelsea Broomers that you're hearing the last couple of days? 6 days, of course, until I think the transfer window closes. Any big Broomers on the transfer front with Chelsea?
That's the thing with Chelsea. There's always a rumour going around. Like every single day, there's a new thing coming up. Like
every time somebody scores a goal, we're interested in signing him.
Yeah. But the holes are in defence, Gary. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say. But everybody's talking about the holes being in defence. But we've played 3 games and we're winning. But if you go back to a couple of years ago when we were winning 1-0, everybody's saying how boring we are. Yeah. But now there's 3-4 goals going in every game. We're leaky Chelsea.
Let me ask you about. Here's one Broomer for you. We're hearing that Napoli have offered. You have to help me with the pronunciation. Koulibaly, I think it's pronounced. Napoli have offered him a massive new contract to keep away from Chelsea. Have you heard about that, Patrick?
Yeah, I think it's hard, as I'm sure it will be, if they're going to be honest, for a lot of Chelsea fans to judge, because I can't imagine many Chelsea fans regularly watch Napoli's fixtures to actually know if he's worth that sort of money. Yeah. I think if anything was to contradict that contract offer now, it would end up being a sort of a panic buy like last season was. I think they're probably doing the right thing if they think he is as good as what they're valuing him at to offer him a contract, because it's quite easy for someone playing in Napoli to be tempted by not so much London as a city, but the Premier League in general, and a team that's going to be fighting for the Premier League. Yeah. So I think probably the money that they're offering that's rumoured is going to be one of the only things that will probably keep him there.
You think so? Should we talk about Eduardo from Dynamo Zagreb? How do you feel about him, Gary?
I haven't heard much about him.
That's my best answer of the night! Best answer of the night!
What have you heard?
Best answer of the night so far! If you'd like to tell us what you think your best answer of the night is, then tweet at FanTV.
Sorry, man, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Don't hear much about him. That's what FanTV is all about, honesty, keeping it real. I love it. That's Brilliant. Guys, we're going to take a quick break, but before the break, I love that. Before the break, we have another dog for you. Let's have a little look. It's a dog belonging, I say another dog, it's the first dog of the night. It's Ken's dog. Ken, my lovely producer, who is the man in our gallery who's in my ear on the show every night, and I love him. He's the loveliest guy. This dog belongs to Ken. It is the night of the Kens, and this is what Ken's dog thinks of Manchester United. Look at Ken's dog going at that Man U ball there, Gary. Would you... What was that? What was that? He's clearly going at that ball. Gary, let me ask you, if you were to go at that ball, like Ken's dog is doing there, how would you...
We got some belly laughs out of him. Come on, Justin, spit it out, boy. What do you want from me?
How would you go at that Manchester United ball, Gary?
How would I go at it?
Yeah.
I'd probably place it in the bottom of a toilet before I needed to do something else.
You prefer the Dynamo Zagreb question?
Yeah.
We want you to tweet your photos of your dogs going at their balls. Sorry, that is Kamal. Please. Change the script, Kamal. Let me be clear. Like Ken's dog going at a Manchester United ball, we would like you to tweet us in pictures of your dogs going at their balls. Just to be clear, I've said exactly the same thing again. Tweet at Fancy UK. It's time for a break. 2 minutes, don't go anywhere. We're live till 10. Good times.
For brilliant entertainment, join Sky TV and get a free 32-inch LG TV with any Sky bundle. Watch the latest shows like the new US crime drama Shades of Blue on Sky Living. And introducing the all-new Cinema Bundle, featuring a new premiere every day and improved HD and sound. So join Sky TV from £20 a month and get a free LG TV, the latest shows, and a Sky Plus HD box. Search Sky Bundles or call 0800 151 2775. Sky. Believe in better.
What? I'm so sorry, I thought you were a chair. Sorry.
Our breakfasts are freshly prepared, even if you're not. Like the all-in-one breakfast wrap. McDonald's. We make breakfast.
Our new free time plans give you free electricity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays or Sundays. So you can do the cleaning for free. Cook a family feast for free. Or catch up on box sets for free. So switch now and you'll get a free upgrade to smart meters and free electricity 9 to 5 every Saturday or Sunday. Switch now and start saving. Call 0800 980 4045 or search British Gas Free Time.
How would you like access to over 1,200 pounds of fitness programming free? Hi, my name is Carl Deichler, and I'm the CEO of Beachbody. You've probably seen our fitness solutions on TV, like P90X and 21 Day Fix. And now you can stream our digital library of fitness programs right to your computer, tablet, or smartphone free for 30 days. Just go to bod30.co.uk and get started losing weight fast. That's bod30.co.uk, and I'll see you online.
Right now, there's an amazing deal on super reliable BT broadband. Join today and get a massive 67% discount. It's £5 a month and a 12-month contract. You'll get a super reliable Wi-Fi connection. And when you're out and about, you can connect into the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free. You can also get a £75 BT reward card when you sign up online by the 4th of August. Get BT broadband for £5 a month and on a 12-month contract. For new joiners discounts, call 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/deals.
plays in goaler, so if the ball comes towards him, he tries to... Welcome back to Fan TV. We are live on Sky 212 all the way till 10 p.m. I'm Justin Lee Collins. Hello, if you're watching on Facebook Live, YouTube, don't forget to refresh because we don't want to lose you. I'm joined by the Chelsea boys on the lime green Fan TV sofa. Left to right, Ben, Patrick, and the lovely Gary. More talk about Eduardo, who was signed on a one-year deal from Dynamo Zagreb very shortly, because I know Gary absolutely loves him.
Listen, wait, Justin, let me stop you there, right?
Sorry, go on.
I don't want to hear about these 31-year-old goalkeepers coming on a one-year deal. I want to come on here. I want to talk about the youth team. I want to talk about when Dominic Snark is going to get in the team. I want to talk about Loftus-Cheek's going to get in the team. I want to talk about where the club's going, not where some goalkeepers been that went to Portugal and didn't even get in the starting lineup for them.
Oh, come on! Quality ranting!
Come on, man!
Quality ranting by Chelsea Gary. If you'd like to be on our lime green sofa and have a similar style of rant, then we'd love to hear from you.
Some backup dancer.
All the way to Mumbai. I spoke to him, I think, on Tuesday night. Is it Pranay?
Yeah.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you guys?
All the better for speaking to you, babes. How's it going in Mumbai tonight?
I mean, it's very late night, I guess.
Oh, what time? Is it like 4 o'clock in the morning?
Time must be 2:10 a.m. kind of.
Oh, something was vibrating then.
Turn your sex toys off, mate.
Oh, actually, my exams are up there, so that's why I've been studying late night.
Oh, you're kidding. So you're up all night studying for your exams? And you've taken the time out of your busy schedule to Skype us. That's lovely.
That's what I used to say.
Pranay, what are you studying for at the moment?
Law.
Law?
Yeah, I mean business law kind of, contract acts and all those.
Okay, Pranay, you've not been on the wacky backy, have you, tonight? Hopefully not, but he is a student, you never know. Pranay, let's talk football. Got Ben, Patrick and Gary, Chelsea fans like yourself, on the sofa. How do you feel about the start to the season? You haven't lost yet, but also you haven't kept a clean sheet. That's got to trouble you, surely.
Yeah, that's got to trouble, to be honest. And I mean, it's great to win 3 in a row, but I'm still very worried when we play better sides.
You played Bristol Rovers in a cup game. Last night, wasn't it?
That's not
Tuesday night. You conceded 2 goals. Do you find that particularly troubling?
Yeah, yes, to be honest. I mean, we conceded against Farmers from League One. I mean, it does sound shaky, to be honest.
Let's talk about...
I'm very worried.
Let's talk about a couple of players that we were talking about on the sofa just a moment ago before the break. What do you know about Napoli? This is a rumour. Napoli have offered Koulibaly a huge new contract in order to keep away from Chelsea. Have you heard anything about that particular rumour?
I think Koulibaly is not going to leave Napoli, mainly because of their president De Laurentiis. I mean, he just doesn't want to sell him.
And AC Milan have knocked back, we're hearing, a £34 million offer for Romagnoli. I know I'm not pronouncing his name probably right, but you know who I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Romagnoli is actually going to be a great defender in the coming years. I think he's a very big prospect for the future. And AC Milan already have new investors, new Chinese owners coming into their club, so that's why they may not be interested to sell him.
Okay, Pranay, thank you so much for Skyping in. Good luck with your studies, and just try and stay off the Maui Wowie.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Pranay, everybody, all the way from Mumbai. Quality. That's lovely. Staying up all night, Gary, trying to complete this. Whoa, he's got a Michael Owen! We've given him the Michael Owen, Ben. Yeah, Ben, you're not the only one tonight. Pranay, all the way from Mumbai, has been Michael Owen on Fan TV. If you would like to run the Michael Owen gauntlet on Fan TV, like Pranay, thank you. You can Skype us Fan TV channel is the Skype. We'd love to hear from you. We're live until 10 o'clock.
I think that was meant for you, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah. I mean, you were the only one talking just
No.
You guys just stop talking.
Oh, no, Ben, no, definitely Pranay. Yeah. Just to be clear, it wasn't me. Pranay definitely got Michael Owen. Isn't that right, Kamal? Yeah, thank you.
He won't say that. He's on the verge of getting sacked.
Okay, let's go back to talking Chelsea. On loan, you were talking about some of the younger players, and you mentioned earlier on, Patrick, about some of the loan players that you'd like to see coming back. We've got one of your...
I was about to say, what do you think of him? He's
Tammy
absolutely flying,
Abraham,
isn't he?
well, absolutely. I mean, he scored, it was an injury time goal. I don't know, I didn't see the game myself, but he was responsible for putting us into the next round of the EFL, thanks to his stoppage time goal.
He's won you 2 league games as well, hasn't he?
He's already got 4 goals, hasn't he?
I think 5 now, where if you include the one on... he was on 4 and 3, because he got 2... Yeah, I think he was on 4 and 3, and then that one in the week must have put him on 5.
He's on fire, so you'd like to see him back?
I think it's probably a bit early, but I think doing that well in the Championship, considering this is his first loan, is a very good step, because a lot of the other players probably will begin a bit lower down. We've got players like Kiwomya, he's doing really well as well. He's at Crewe, but I mean that's further down, and they are the same age, so they're sort of. I also think probably a player I quite like. I think could see a lot of in the future is Casey Palmer, who's on loan at Huddersfield. Okay, he's doing very well. He's been coming on as a sub a lot, but scored with his first professional touch in the first game, or in his first game at Huddersfield, and. Yeah, I think it's probably a bit too soon to bring to the likes of Abraham back, because especially with Batshuayi coming in as well and things like that. But yeah.
Are you excited by that prospect?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Gary, you made an interesting point just a moment ago about wanting to talk about the youth players and the young players coming up.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Obviously, when we had Kenny Ken, and it seems to be an Arsenal thing. It's the big Arsenal debate about their apparent reluctance to spend the money, and then you get Arsene Wenger in a press conference bigging up people like Rob Holding, 20-year-old, had an outstanding game the other night. Arsene Wenger, it would seem, wants to deflect attention away from lack of new big money signings. Let's talk about the youth. Whereas at Chelsea, it seems to be the other way around, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the way Wenger goes about it. People say he's not spending money. He's made a couple big name signings. Obviously, he spent out on Ozil, and we and Sanchez. But we need to be doing the same thing. We need to be buying quality players, like top draw players, like Barcelona and Real Madrid are playing, like the Suarez. We need to be going out spending 70 million on these players, and then at the same time, the next couple of spaces need to be the youth team coming through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We can't just keep going along, keep buying these £30 million players. Everybody we seem to buy seems to be £30 million. You know, they're just, and a lot of them are just squad players. So why are those squad players coming through? They're just average players, and they're coming into our teams and they're taking up spaces where our youth team could be coming in.
Sorry, guys, I've got to jump in. I've got some breaking news from Kenny in my ear. The West Ham Astra game, 1-0 is a result. West Ham are out. So I'm really sorry to all the Hammers fans that might be watching tonight. They are out on that. Clearly the Chelsea boys, they're not going to lose any sleep. They're having a good laugh about it. They are out of the UEFA League qualifier. Ben, you had a giggle. How do you feel about that?
I expect West Ham won't care, to be fair.
You don't think West Ham will care?
I don't think they'll care.
It's a good point, though. I mean, when it comes to UEFA League qualifier games or EFL Cup games, is anybody interested in those games anymore when there is so much at stake when it comes to the league? Patrick?
I think the people that will be showing the most interest are the players that want to break through into the first team. And I think that's probably as far as it goes. I think there's been a lot this year about the sort of commercialisation of the EFL trophy and the boycotting of that, because I don't know if you're familiar with the new format they've put in, but they basically, a bit like what the Johnson Paint Trophy was, it's that, but they've included, I can't remember how many, I think it's 16 or something, 12 Premier League B teams.
Right.
And basically they're all saying, all the lower league clubs are arguing it's sort of taking away the one maybe shot they have of Wembley a season at the Johnson Paint Trophy final.
Okay.
And basically saying they're going to boycott it because Oxford have got to travel to play Chelsea B on a Wednesday night and things like that, then it's basically the same, it's ruining the game. I think it's kind of in a familiar format that a lot of probably fans are starting to care less about, like the West Ham game tonight. I know it's rich to say because there will be a lot of people who do care about it and things like that, but I think it's becoming the way. I think it's kind of always been in that sort of way. When teams used to go out of the Champions League, it'd always be Thursday nights, Channel 5 for Europa League and that sort of stuff. So I think that's probably taken some of the gloss off of it. But when you're doing well in it, it's brilliant, man. We won the Europa League. We were absolutely loving it.
Yeah, you loved it. Is it a training cup, though, the EFL in particular? Is it just a...
That's kind of what it's feeling like now, I think. And I that's why I support this, what a lot are going around is the boycotting, because I think it does take away a lot of... It's not the same as the FA Cup, but it does take away the magic of the competition.
Guys, this is Patrick. I'm so sorry. This is great chat, and don't go anywhere. Stick with me on the lime green sofa of chat. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break. Well, actually, slightly longer. It's 3 minutes, but we've got to take it. So let's put a pause on the chat. Don't go anywhere, boys. Stick with us on Sky 212. We are live until 10 p.m. If you're watching on Facebook Live, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to refresh. Just before we get to the break, though, let's take a look at the Duttist squirrel. Oh, that is lovely. Look at the Duttist squirrel. Look at him, Gary. You'd like to touch him, wouldn't you? You've been a very naughty squirrel. It's a Duttist squirrel.
Not like you'd like to, though.
And I think we've got an update on Jazzgate. Have we got time for that before the break? We can quickly give you a Jazzgate update. The latest on Jazzgate is that a 55-ish-year-old man in a Burnley shirt has in fact been spotted looking bewildered, wandering around Milton Keynes, having been put off of his train. If you've got a Jazzgate update, tweet at FanTV UK, hashtag Jazzgate. We'll be back in 3 months. Loving tonight's show. Everybody touch somebody. Everybody touch somebody.
For brilliant entertainment, join Sky TV and get a free 32-inch LG TV with any Sky bundle. Watch the latest shows like the new US crime drama Shades of Blue on Sky Living. And introducing the all-new Cinema Bundle, featuring a new premiere every day and improved HD and sound. So join Sky TV from £20 a month and get a free LG TV, the latest shows, and a Sky Plus HD box. Search Sky Bundles or call 0800 151 2775. Sky. Believe in better.
What? I'm so sorry, I thought you were a chair. Sorry.
Our breakfasts are freshly prepared, even if you're not. Like the all-in-one breakfast wrap. McDonald's. We make breakfast.
Our new free time plans give you free electricity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays or Sundays. So you can do the cleaning for free. Cook a family feast for free. Or catch up on box sets for free. So switch now and you'll get a free upgrade to smart meters and free electricity 9 to 5 every Saturday or Sunday. Switch now and start saving. Call 0800 980 4045 or search British Gas Free Time.
How would you like access to over 1,200 pounds of fitness programming free? Hi, my name is Carl Deichler, and I'm the CEO of Beachbody. You've probably seen our fitness solutions on TV, like P90X and 21 Day Fix. And now you can stream our digital library of fitness programs right to your computer, tablet, or smartphone free for 30 days. Just go to bod30.co.uk and get started losing weight fast. That's bod30.co.uk, and I'll see you online.
Right now, there's an amazing deal on super reliable BT broadband. Join today and get a massive 67% discount. It's £5 a month and a 12-month contract. You'll get a super reliable Wi-Fi connection. And when you're out and about, you can connect into the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free. You can also get a £75 BT reward card when you sign up online by the 4th of August. Get BT broadband for £5 a month and on a 12-month contract. For new joiners discounts, call 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/deals.
Just touch the Dutty Squirrel. Welcome back to Fan TV. We are live, loving the Dutty Squirrel. We are live until 10 p.m. If you've got a Dutty Squirrel and you'd like to, if you'd like us to see it, then you can tweet your Dutty Squirrel, hashtag Dutty Squirrel, to Fan TV UK. We've got lovely Lucy on the Skype. Lucy, you there?
Here.
Oh, let's hear it for Lucy, everybody.
Hey, all right, Lucy.
Luce, it's so lovely to have... Luce, you're almost becoming my co-host. I love it.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
It's brilliant. I love it. Thank you so much for Skyping in again, Luce. I understand you're in the pub tonight playing one of my favourite games, darts.
Yes, I play darts twice a week. I'm at the Bull in Harpo in Northampton.
Lovely.
And I play on a Monday and a Thursday, so we're just... we're finishing off tonight, so I thought I'd phone in.
Hey, Luce, have you got 3 in the lipstick yet tonight?
Pardon?
Have you got 3 in the lipstick yet tonight?
It's a bit of a personal question, isn't it?
Sorry, Luce. It means a 180, Ben. It's a 180. 3 in the lipstick. Oh, lovely. Have you got a 180 yet, Luce?
No, I haven't. I'm in my darts career, I've never had a 180, sadly.
Well, I've managed to get 180 so far, Luce, but that's because I count bounce outs. So, yeah, if you count bounce outs, I've got 1. Luce, let's talk Crystal Palace, because there's been some funny goings on with Benteke. Have you been looking at his Twitter feed?
Yeah, there was a bit of an error when he signed last week for us. He actually put that he was signing for Burnley.
Yes. We've got the tweet up on our screen now. This is Christian Benteke's official authorised blue tick Twitter account, and he tweets this: Burnley FC and Belgium national team. He's so happy to have signed for Burnley, but then I think there was a follow-up tweet to that. There was an apology, Luce. Oops, my bad, lol, yes, I signed for CPFC and not Burnley. Sorry for the little mistake. The person that manages my Twitter got a little confused. So he's passing the blame on to somebody else there, Luce, clearly.
Yes, I don't know quite what happened there, because it's not even like Burnley's close to Palace. So... I don't know.
Yeah, it is quite some mistake to make. So maybe that was somebody who doesn't quite know making that mistake on his behalf. I'm sure he's very, very happy to be coming to Palace for 25 million, isn't it, Luce? Remind us.
It's crazy money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is insane. But you're excited, aren't you?
Yeah, very excited. He played for us on Tuesday against Blackpool. Came close a couple of times. I think we're going to see good things from Benteke. Fingers crossed, anyway.
Well, Luce, you'll see good things if he's getting the service, but you're getting rid of all of your wingers, aren't you?
Yeah, there was a massive Broomer. That Spurs are coming in for Wilf today. So
big Broomer. Spurs coming in for Wilf.
Yeah, we've signed our main striker and getting rid of people that are going to deliver goals to him. So
now, clearly, that makes no sense whatsoever, Lucy. What's the thinking behind that?
Well, it is a Broomer.
Broomer.
Apparently, Wilf has expressed that he wants to leave. Spurs apparently have made a £15 million bid, which is way too little for Wilf. If Yannick's gone for 30 million, then Wilf is not worth 15. He's worth much more than that.
What price tag would you put on him, Luce? What price tag? How much again?
Definitely more than 30 million.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Luce, sorry, don't worry, because I know you're in a pub and you're playing darts. I've got some breaking news on that Broomer. Have a listen to this. This is what we're hearing. Crystal Palace reject 15 million from Tottenham for Wilfried Zaha. They've rejected Tottenham's 15 million.
Yeah, I was just going to say before I was rudely interrupted.
Don't apologise, Luce, we love you.
It's all right. Dominic Fifield tweeted earlier an article from The Guardian that the offer had been rejected, and that Wilf had said something at the training ground to Pardew that he was looking to leave, but they've said that they want to keep him and they want to build some bridges. So I think there might be something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can keep hold of Will.
Let me jump in on that one then, Luce, because we're rapidly running out of time, but that's an interesting Broomer you've raised there. So are you saying that you've heard there was a training ground incident between Wilf and Pardew?
No, not an incident, more of a conversation that Wilf had expressed that he might want to leave.
Why is he unhappy, Luce?
Nothing official has been handed in, like Wilf's not put in a transfer request or anything.
Why do you think he's unhappy, Luce?
Sorry.
So that's right, Luce. It just sounds like someone's having an enormous wee behind you.
No, they're hand dryers.
Okay, that's what it is. Are they Dyson?
No, they look right by the loos.
Look at that. See, that's it. Right outside the ladies' loos on darts night. Lucy, thank you so much for Skyping in. We'll speak to you.
I'll be back again soon.
Yes, please, Luce. We love you.
Love you too.
Luce, you'll be coming onto the lime green sofa very soon.
I will be.
Hey, Luce, let me say this to you. Shanghai. It's my favourite outshot. It's my favourite outshot. Yeah, it is. Single 20, treble 20, double top. I've never got one. Thank you. Thank you so much, Luce. We love Lucy. Lucy will be joining us live on the lime green sofa in the not too distant future. If you would like to be on the lime green sofa, thank you, Luce. Then you can get in touch. If you'd like to Skype us, like Lucy, Fan TV channel. We've only got 5 minutes left of tonight's show. It's been my favourite show so far. I'm not even kidding. Thank you all so much. All the Kens, all the Chelsea boys, all you watching at home. Please keep your tweets coming in. Please keep your Skype calls coming in. Keep your Broomers coming in, because we really do love a Broomer, Ben. Let's just pick up on that. Breaking news, £15 million offer has been rejected by Tottenham for Zaha. What do you think?
I think they should definitely try and get more to it for him, but...
I'm sorry, by Palace, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think they should try and get some more for him, but I don't blame Zaha for wanting to leave to Tottenham. Like, I don't like Tottenham, but they are going in better directions than Palace would be.
What's his issue? I mean, maybe not a training ground incident, but what's the issue there with Pardew? Have you got any information on that, Patrick?
I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest, but I'm with Ben. I think, in my personal opinion, I think the Palace could go down this year.
Whoa,
I don't really think they've got a very good squad at all. I think they were really struggling towards the end of last year. They started really well, and then I'd say sort of after the turn of the year, I think they picked up like 3 wins from like 21 or something like that towards the end. They just looked really bad, and I don't think they've done anything over the summer. I mean, Benteke's not a bad buy, but getting rid of Balassi, and if they do lose Zaha, which if Tottenham come up with enough money, they probably will, and if they've not got anyone in to replace him, then I don't really see how they're going to be strong enough to sort of stay in the position that they're in.
Let's talk about the upcoming game on Saturday. I'm sorry, Gary, how do you feel about that? Are you confident?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we had Mayboy in earlier talking about how the players can run without air.
Oh, lovely Ken from Burnley.
Yeah, Ken, yeah. But, you know, if it was all about players running all day, surely we would have Mohamed in the team.
Yeah. Salah.
No. Mo.
Mo Farah.
Mo Farah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Gary. Just to confirm, Mo Farah doesn't play for you.
Yeah, I know. But if it was about running without air, then we would have him, wouldn't we? So we were chatting to him earlier, and he was sort of saying about how he was really he was happy that he was paying low prices for his season tickets. What I tried to say to him is, if you do pay a little bit more, maybe it'll help your club go a little bit further, get some bigger players in.
Just to be clear, because there was an element of confusion there, Gary, that's Gary on the end
our Chelsea fan is starting a rumour that Mo Farah...
We're after him.
Current double 5,000 and 10,000 metre Olympic champion is signing for Chelsea. Broomer! That is a lovely broomer there, Gary.
If he's watching, tell him I'm interested in him. I've heard he's a £100 million signing, so...
Burnley are a great side. Of course, they beat Liverpool. They lost to Swansea. Let's get some quick predictions. We've only got about 30 seconds left of the show. How do you see it for Saturday, Gaz?
Well, obviously we've got leaky defence, so it'll probably be about 7-1.
Patrick?
2-0. 2-0 win.
2-0 win for you, and Benners?
3-1.
3-1 for you.
Yeah.
Ben, Patrick, Gary, I cannot thank you enough. Let's hear it for our Chelsea boys, everybody. Some lovely Brunos there. I don't think Mo Farah is going to sign for Chelsea, though, Gaz. I'm so sorry. Breaking news in the last 20 seconds of the show. Arsenal have Mustafi. They've secured the deal. Mustafi is going to Arsenal. Have we got a price tag on that? No price tag, but breaking news. What was it, Kamal? 35 million?
Yeah,
30. Breaking news, Mustafi is going to Arsenal for 35 million. You heard it here first. That's all we've got time for. Big thank you to all the Kens, all our Skype callers, all of you. Big thank you to Ben, Patrick and Gary. We'll be back 7 o'clock tomorrow night with the lovely Toby Tarrant. I'll be back next Tuesday with my Dutty Squirrel. Good times. Thanks, guys. Everyone touch somebody.